Good evening from another cold night at Good Stadium, LW Good Stadium on the campus of Millwood High School for Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony's presentation of Millwood Falcon playoff football. The Falcons played inspired football last week, folks, in extreme conditions. In their opening round win, they beat Crossing Christians 34-20. The Falcons unleashed a potent ground attack last week, pounding the rock for nearly 370 yards. Ricky Hunt was on a mission last week, rushing for 202 yards and 2 touchdowns, and then he got to relive a few moments of being the QB for a couple of plays, and he threw for 42 yards and 2 more touchdowns. Now, the story was more than just Ricky Hunt last week. Miko Levine nearly had 100 yards rushing. He posted 79, and both Xavier Thompson and also Cameron Carter got loose in the end zone catching a touchdown. Now, the Falcons need to be better this week. They need to limit mistakes and be prepared for another 4-round fight. Now, tonight, the Falcons face the outstanding Lindsay Leopards for second-round action tonight. Lindsay is about 24 miles to the west of Pauls Valley on the south side of the state. Now, they are 8-3 this season and have won 2 straight games. Last week, they beat Kingston by the score of 48-27. Now, this team is tough-minded and plays a physical brand of football. Now, this is a winning football program, folks. When I say that, I believe they have playoff streaks that expand even beyond 10 years. Welcome to Falcon Pregame. I am Maurice Prince, joined by the Director of Operations tonight. That is Coach. I still call him Coach. He's always going to be a coach to me. It's Coach Shannon Hayes. Good evening, Coach Hayes.
Good evening, Mo.
I mean, now again, last week the Falcons faced some really tough conditions last week. You know, 30 minutes before kickoff, it started snowing, man. It just almost turned into a complete whiteout, to the point where Coach Henderson had to come out and bring out the snow plow to clean off the field of last week. What was your reaction to how the game played out last week and your reaction to how this team played?
Well, like I say, when I turned on the YouTube and saw the white snow, I was like, oh, man, this is going to be a nice one. You always want the victory, and when you get to playoffs, it doesn't matter how much you win by, just as long as you win. And so, but you want to be able to kind of look and examine yourself. It's a challenge to see where you are that first round of the playoffs, and so but you want to be able to come out and make a statement. And like I said, I think that kind of threw things off a little bit. I think they anticipated the cold weather, but I think the snow kind of, made it kind of challenge until halftime when Henderson took my indoor little sweeper and came out here and made it an outdoor sweeper.
There you go. That worked. Now, how impressed were you with this Falcon team last week? They had to adjust. Typically in a situation like that, you have a game plan. But when the snow and the wind and the cold, you had to throw the game plan out the window. So, to how the team had to react, what was your biggest takeaway from that?
I was very impressed that they adapted, the coaches especially, because, they kind of threw it out the window. They went to the Wildcat. They tried some various different things. They try to do the running game, and like I say, 370 yards is a lot of yards on the ground. So it definitely was a good execution. The things that kind of was disappointing to me was the turnovers. They've got to get those mistakes cleaned up. Someone asked me, they say, well, is Millwood going to win this week? Because I got a friend of mine I go to church with who's from Lindsay, and so she was asking me, and I said, well, it just depends on what Millwood team comes. So if the team that should have came out last week, if we had held on to the ball, having that many turnovers, that's probably still more scoring plays that we could have had. But taking nothing from Crossings, they came prepared and ready and talented. They looked at the Hennessy game and they tried some different things like that. And so, but like I say, a win's a win. You take it. You just hope you look at it and say, hey, we got away with one. Stay focused. A lot of times when you go in, you're top seed in your district or in the playoffs, and you think, oh, okay, you're gonna get the smallest person. That's not always the case. So.
No, it's almost unfair in 2A because there's so many teams, 32 teams making the field. We're down to the Sweet 16 every week. There's no gimmies.
No,
there's no gimme. Any team that's on the bracket here has a chance to beat the team in front of them.
They do, yeah. You come out and you lace them up and you play, and that's basically what it's about now.
Now, every week this team has to play better. If you have those ideas and dreams out there of winning the state title. So is there one particular thing you'd like to see them get better at a detail, because you got to be more focused and more detailed every week you go. Is there a detail you'd like to see them work on particularly?
On both sides of the ball. I definitely like I say, the turnovers, because I think CJ is kind of like an X factor, because you honed in so much on Ricky and Miko and Carter, and then you got to be able to deal with Thompson and on the outsides. But it's like he is that X factor, but he's got to be able to handle that ball. And when he comes down, he's got to be able to know he got to secure it and be able to take the hit. And like I say, last week was his first time in playoffs. I mean, we're talking about a freshman here, and so he got indoctrinated real quick. But on the defensive side, our secondary, I think our secondary has got to stop looking in the backfield. Stop trying to guess so much on a lot of things, anticipate, but play your assignments, play them well. I know Coach Donovan coaches them up and get them prepared. Those are probably two areas I'd like to see improve.
I like going along with what you said, because in the second quarter, we were down 6-0 going into the second quarter against Crossing last week. We scored 22 unanswered, kind of got a little comfortable, gave up some big plays, and allowed Crossing to sneak back in and tie it before the end of the first half. Interesting enough, I think one of the things that you said, and I like it, I'm just going to add an exclamation point to it when I say they don't have to make the interception. Just knock it down.
Just knock it down.
Because it's not about who makes that. Sometimes just to stop well enough. A 3-and-out is just as effective sometimes as a turnover.
Yeah.
And everybody is in a frenzy trying to make the play, and it's not bad for young people, to have that mentality. You want to be aggressive, but sometimes that aggressiveness can cost you.
It can cost you. Yes, it can. It definitely can. And that's kind of thing. I mean, when you don't execute and take care of business, you get close to the fourth quarter. Then you got to bring in the stripes. And now sometimes they're going to make some calls that you're not going to agree with. But if you would have handled your business the other time, then that wouldn't be a factor when you get that late in the game if you would have taken care of business. So, we always want to say, poor officiating, and there's always going to be some calls that are questionable.
There'll be some tonight.
Yeah, and there'll be some tonight. But the thing is that if you take care of business, then you won't have to worry about that when you get to the fourth quarter.
You won't put yourself in that position.
Exactly.
Now, one thing, the field is in good condition given the weather conditions for all this week. Game time temperature should be about 28 degrees, and around the fourth quarter should dip down into the mid-20s. Now, the winds are from the north about 4 to 5 miles an hour, so it won't really be a factor. But anytime you're dealing with cold temperatures in young people, it's always a factor. You're standing there on the sidelines, it just gets to you. The head coach for the Millwood Falcons, of course, in his 10th season is Darwin Franklin, and the head coach for the Lindsay Leopards is Sam Hembry. We're going to break down some stats. We're going to hear from Coach Franklin on the other side of the break, and we'll talk about this great 2A field of teams. I think it's one of the most competitive fields in the playoffs this year. No offense to Class 6A, no offense to Class 5A. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm just going to say the 2A is just very intriguing. I'll just leave it with that. Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for tonight's game: Parrish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Guaranteed Rate Rod C, First Security Bank, Heritage Funeral Home, A-Plus Lawn Service, the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, Super Prep, David Threed's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lemoore's Family First DUI School. Time for us to hit a break, and we will be right back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Economy getting you down? Then go to Route 66 Buzz Dispensary. That's where you can still find a ton of real value. They've got G's of flour going for $2, dabs for $4.95, gummies 1,000 mgs for just $12.99, and a huge variety of vape carts for just $9.95. There's only one Route 66 Buzz Dispensary, 3801 North Portland Avenue. Make sure you stop by and check out the lowest prices in town. If you went anywhere else, you paid too much.
It's faster than a drive-thru. It's easier than making your bed. And it's more satisfying than popping bubble wrap. What is it? It's iPrecheck at BoomerKia.com. iPrecheck at BoomerKia.com gives you transparency without the roadblocks and without the hassle. iPrecheck doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't even hurt your credit. In under a minute, you can get real interest rates, real payments, and your real credit score in real time for every vehicle on BoomerKia.com. Just answer a couple quick questions. and you can be on your way to driving home a brand new Kia, like the 2023 Telluride, the Kia Soul, or even the all-new fully electric Kia EV6. So the question is, if you haven't used iPrecheck yet, what are you waiting for? Visit boomerkia.com right now. Click the iPrecheck banner, answer the quick survey, and get all the answers to your car questions instantly. All this without speaking to anyone and without the risk of hurting your credit. Then visit Boomer Kia. We're off I-240 in South Walker.
Alumni's Basketball All-Stars are having their second annual Holiday Sports Lifetime Achievement Awards Saturday, November the 26th at 7 p.m. at the Midwest City Community Center. It's a BYOB holiday celebration and $20 donation at the door. Security will be in full effect. That's Saturday, November the 26th at 7 p.m. at the Midwest City Community Center, located at 200 North Midwest Boulevard in OKC. Sponsored by Beautiful People, LLC.
If I'm being honest, loving you the hardest thing to do, so I keep to myself. I feel like I'm
terrible.
It sure is. But on top of that, gas prices have been skyrocketing. I can't believe how expensive gas has gotten recently.
Prices at the pump are up, but I never pay full price for gas anymore. I just use the free Upside app that pays you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I get real cash back every time I buy gas.
And does that actually add up to anything?
I've made around $200.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the free Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code LUCK for an extra 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, to PayPal, or an e-gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code LUCK for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code LUCK for 25 cents per gallon cash back on your first fill-up.
Welcome back to Falcon Pregame. I'm Maurice Prince, joined again by Director of Operation, Coach Shannon Hayes. We're officially about, I want to say, they're saying about 14 minutes away from kickoff. We're going to hear from Coach Franklin in just a moment, but I thought it was interesting, Coach Hayes, when we had talked a little bit about it before pregame, that these schools, we'll get into it during the game, but these schools have actually met each other before.
Yes, they have, and I was on the sideline then.
You were on the sideline?
Yeah, on the sideline. That was the year that we won with Gerald Jones in 2006.
Okay.
Went on the run for a state title. That was the year they won it in football, basketball, and track.
Okay.
And so, and I don't remember it until they reminded me that that's how we played the first round of playoffs.
Right, and so that was interesting. But again, this lineage of winning at Lindsay has been very impressive. Had a moment a few minutes ago to go down on the field and talk to Coach Franklin. He's not a fan of pregame interviews. You're better off getting him on a postgame. But here are his thoughts that he had to say a little bit earlier tonight. Game talking with Coach Franklin. Coach, Mother Nature's been bringing the worst, and you guys have been rising to your best. What is going to be the expectation tonight as you guys face another tough challenger with tough conditions?
Shoot, we can't control the elements are the elements, and it's Lindsay Leopards, and we got to go to work.
This is a tough-minded team. They fight, they're gritty, they're tough. They've been a playoff team, the best I can tell, for over 10 years. They know how to win. What is the challenge with taking on a program like that with such an experienced coaching staff and players that have a tradition of understanding what it takes to win?
We got to stay locked into what we've been working on all week. We got to look at our keys, know our keys, know our steps, know what we're expected to point out as far as coverages offensively and different formations that they're getting in when we're on defense, and then execute some of our basic stuff on special teams to make sure that that doesn't come back and bite us in the butt.
You guys employed a great running game last week. Is that something that you were proud of, and do you expect to try something like that again tonight?
Definitely proud of. Won't say nothing about what we're going to do tonight. But when you're given the elements that we had, it was just great. What was more rewarding was for us to be able to shift the mentality and get our guys to understand, hey, this is going to be a ground game, and we got to pick up first downs, and that's what the guys did a great job of. Our field crew came out here and swept the field off pretty good, Coach Henny, and got it back to a pretty decent playable surface, and then our linemen went to work, and that was huge.
Finally, Coach, this has every looking to be a 4-round fight. Are your Falcons ready for tonight for that type of physicality?
We'll see.
Coach Franklin, always to the point, Coach Hayes. You know, he's no extra adjectives, just straight to the point. We'll see. What was the biggest thing that you took away from his responses tonight?
You know, like I say, you always want to look at the positives of what you got to be able to say, hey, we got the win, some things we was able to do, and like I say, making those adjustments, because sometimes you depend so much on one plan, and when that game plan doesn't work, a lot of times people don't know how to make those adjustments, or you have to do it at halftime. I mean, they made those adjustments literally almost immediately, probably in the second quarter, to try to get that 22 points. So kudos to him and his staff for doing that and making those. And so I feel that the kids are going to be a little more dialed in this week, and I know coaches definitely are, and put together a game plan and make sure these kids can try to execute.
When we talk about Lindsay, over the course of the season, they are averaging about 27 points per game. They're holding their opponents to only scoring about 10.2 points per game. It's about a 17-point differential on the course of the year, so you can tell that they've had some impressive streaks. Millwood, of course, in their games, scoring 46.6 points per game, giving up 11.2 per their opponents. So when you bring them head-to-head, Millwood has been more explosive offensively, about 18 points better. However, Lindsay has been more impressive defensively. Now, there's a lot to be said about that, because you have to look about the opponents. You can't just say the numbers, because you got to go inside the numbers. So when you looked at their schedule, I mean, they played arguably in one of the toughest divisions in Class 2A, 2A3. Anytime you have Washington in your district, it's always a team worth noting. You're talking about them, Community Christian, Frederick, who's also a playoff team. Now Purcell, Comanche, Crooked Oak, and Little Axe were also in there. But when we start talking about those quality teams, is there anyone on the schedule that you had looked at that kind of stood out to you in terms of their matchups? Because it's kind of hard to gauge. They've had streaks when they've been extremely impressive, and they've gone through some difficult stretches.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it, I mean, they have, 2 losses in the conference. I mean, definitely they got the loss against Washington. I mean, that was pretty much understood, but then they lost to Frederick. And then Frederick ends up losing the Community. I mean, so it just was like you couldn't really tell who's what or who's coming to play. And so, when you get to numbers now, to me, like I say, Crooked Oak and Comanche, Little Axe, I mean, Little Axe 0-10. I mean, so, yeah, you can't really gauge, their point differentiation there. To me, it's just really you throw it out the window when you get to playoffs, and it's just like, hey.
I'm glad you brought that up. What do you expect this week, simply because last week the weather affected every team? There was not any team that didn't have to play unless you played Thursday, which you didn't do. Mm-hmm. So in your mind, I'd like to switch into talking about what we have in the Class 2A brackets. Was there anything that surprised you, or how do we kind of sort out who is who in Class 2A. Because when we start looking at 2A overall, I mean, we got Vian versus Kiefer, Jones versus Community Christian tonight, Beggs and Idabel. Washington's taking on OCU, Oklahoma Christian. And then on the other side, you've got Millwood, Lindsay. You also have Eufaula taking on Sequoia Claremore. Frederick versus Chandler, Victory Christian versus Prague. So you've got all these teams left, and I can't really say, okay, sure, okay, you want to humor me? Okay, Frederick upset Davis last week, okay, but
also Beggs upset Rejoice Christian.
Right. So I mean, we know Rejoice Christian's without their quarterback, their starting quarterback. So, but was it weather or was it something unique in the water last week? Where do you kind of sit on this? I mean, you've been doing this for a while. It's kind of hard to say, definitively, yes, this team is this. God, how do you sort it? Give me some help. Help me out.
I still think sometimes, a team can go in with the thinking that they got it made.
Right.
Coming in, like I say, just with us in crossings last week, you're thinking that we're getting probably the weakest team out of that conference and that we would have a chance to be able to, shouldn't be as a close, tight game. But like I say, but then unless you watch the game, you realize, we turned the ball over 5 times. So without literally watching each game to determine what the outcome was or why it happened, I think it's just anybody's game any night it comes. I'm definitely excited to see how it goes. I think that OCS, is going to give Washington a fight. From what I've heard, Washington's really good, and so and that's we'll see tonight because I think OCS was the strongest team out of our conference after us. So it's a chance to see what they can do.
Now, looking at that, if Millwood wins tonight, should they win tonight, would Millwood get a home game next week, or is all games next week go to neutral sites?
All games next week go to neutral sites.
So when we get to the Elite 8, so there is no this is the last bite at the home apple. So now we're going that, so it'll be a neutral location basically between both schools, I take it.
Yeah, and sometimes we look at that wrong. We think of it as a median between the two schools, and that's not always the case. It's going to be a neutral site. You always try to find a location between the two where the other one doesn't have to travel farther, but it's based on location as to who will host, as well as try to be able to some type of vicinity. And then you realize we're talking the week of Thanksgiving.
Right.
So, a lot of places don't want to host because their team's not in it, so they don't really have a buy-in in it. So that has been a challenge, and so working with the OSSA, trying to figure out some ways where we can kind of get some more locations that would be willing to host. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, I think we're going to say Eufaula. Coach Henney is all Sequoia Claremore. So I was like, okay. Well, either one, I just want to make sure we're playing them.
Yeah, exactly. You would like to see that.
Yes.
Regardless, the winner of tonight's game will have that, but it will be a neutral field going into next week. So we're going to hit a break here. It's our final break of pregame. We'll come back, start talking about some keys to the game on the other side, and see if we can find some silver lining of what we would expect to see the Falcons employ tonight. What would Coach Hayes like to see on those individual possessions, first on defense, first on offense? That's all coming up. You're listening to Falcon Pregame, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. We'll be right back.
Injuries don't wait for business hours. Now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
When friends and family come to visit with an entrance full of LED lights that will welcome them and the holidays with open arms. Get the holiday magic started early. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Are you in need of someone making your lawn look good? Have you ever seen a lawn with a blue or green paint on it and wondered what that was? The blue and green paint is a weed killer chemical that will make your lawn look green, full, and healthy. Oh, and will kill the weeds too. Do you want your home lawn or company lawn to look green, full, and healthy? Then call the professionals at A+ Lawn Service. Right now, they're offering a weed killer special of $49 for a standard home lot, front and back, or $225 per acre if you have a large area you'd like serviced. Owner Milo Wilson and his company have been servicing OKC for over 10 years. And they offer lawn services, landscaping, and much more. Call 405-767-3382. That's 767-3382 for A-plus lawns and services.
Festivals, football, flannels. Some say fall is their favorite time of year. And this fall, there are now updated COVID-19 booster shots designed to help protect against COVID-19 variants. If you've had your primary series, schedule an updated COVID-19 booster shot appointment as soon as you're eligible. And don't forget to enjoy the foliage. Sponsored by Pfizer and BioNTech.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Did you know Kohl's has early holiday deals on the top toys? It was a game changer for me. I found all my kids' favorites, like Marvel must-haves starting at $11.99, Squishmallows for $25 and under, a Fisher-Price Dreamhouse for $49.99, and found so much more. Plus, you can take an extra 20% off or save even more with the Kohl's card. More gifts, more savings, more reasons to get to Kohl's. Select styles. 20% offer ends November 19th. Toys. Coupons do not apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Do you have college hours but haven't obtained your college degree? Finish the process. Get your degree at Langston University OKC campus. Langston University OKC campus with Reach Higher specializes in giving you that second chance to finish your degree. You can keep your normal routine, maintain your normal work hours, and still have time for your family. Langston University OKC offers online and on-campus class options that can accommodate your schedule. Learn more by going online at www.langston.edu or call 405-530-7536. That's 530-7536 for Langston University OKC campus.
Welcome back. Here at the Good, Millwood Falcon football on a Friday night, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores is proud sponsor of Millwood Falcon football. Love is committed to making our communities a great place to live. Thank you, Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. At SSM Health at St. Anthony, let the orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help you get moving again. For appointment today, call 405-218-2530. That's 405-218-2530. All right, it is now about time for kickoff. So the Falcons will receive the ball will be kicking the ball from the north end zone, and the Lindsay Leopards will be coming from the north side. Now, the Lindsay Leopards are tonight wearing their white pants, white jerseys with orange numbers, looking very much like a young Oklahoma State team right there, if you want to look at it from the color scheme, but they have the leopard emblem on their black helmets. Millwood tonight wearing their blue jerseys, blue shoulder pads, blue pants with white helmets with the letter M on the side for the Falcons. Coach Hayes, as we get ready for kickoff tonight, what are some things, since the Falcon defense will be on the field first, what's to you like to see from the Falcon defense starting off tonight?
Well, hopefully they've cleaned up some of those miscues from last week. From the secondary, like I spoke about. Hope they'll come out and make a statement early and stay focused. Stay dialed in and finish this game.
Okay, the ball's going to be fielded inside the 25-yard line and returned nearly to the 35, and they're still pressing ahead, and it looks like the officials are going to mark them down at the 36-yard line. A return of about 5 yards on the play, and we are off, and action is starting here for the Falcons to get the ball here at the 36-yard line. The Leopards to get the ball at the 36-yard line. So now, let's get ready to get things going tonight. The Leopards can play a different couple of styles of football tonight, but they do have generally the spread, but they like a lot of power game in tight with their formations and try to create mismatches because you can't identify the personnel grouping that's on the field. Spread formation, we basically have two backs, and before things get started, we have a false start because the action, we have a lineman who was not set on that play, Coach.
Yeah, you know, they're a very physical team, and so that's what their game is, and so they're going to try to basically and I think they're going to try to play keep away to where they allow Millwood's offense to stay off the field and try to run some clock.
All right, this time, 2-3 backs. Going to hand the ball right the middle up the field to number 8, and he carries the ball out. Looks like he carries the ball out for a gain of 2 on the play.
Yeah, that was a great tackle by Carter. He came up and then sealed the deal at that linebacker position, and so it was great that he able to have him back strong as he's continued to come through.
Now taking the ball out for a gain of basically 2 yards, second down at about 14 now from the spot of the ball. And Jacob Vaughn doing a good job on that particular play here, the Falcon defense getting into the backfield and causing some havoc back there. Let's see if they can continue. Power running formation again, right up the middle. Off tackle. This time the ball is loose and on the ground. Do the Falcons have it? It looks like the Leopards have it still. No preliminary signal. But that was a good dislodging hit on that play, Coach Hayes.
Yes, it was. I mean, that was fundamental more than putting your helmet right there where it needed to go. And so luckily they was able to recover it, but that was amazing. Good job.
Down in 6.
Okay, that was a gain of 8, so 3rd down and 6 is what it remains right now. Lindsay this time is going to spread them out. 3 receivers, twins to the right. And it looks like Ramming, the quarterback's in shotgun, getting a change from the call from the sideline right now. 11 seconds to snap the ball. So here we go. Falcons with press coverage on the outside. Ball snap. Ramming's rolling left. He's going to fire it, but the pressure is going to cause him to and that pass is going to be caught, but it is going to be caught out of bounds. Pass incomplete. Not enough. It's going to be 4th down for the Leopards.
Yeah, that was good pressure by Iverson to come off that edge and be able to cause that pass off his back foot, and so came up kind of wobbly there, even though secondary is still giving a lot of cushion there. But they're showing a lot of respect to the receivers from Lindsay.
And right away, Lindsay tried to run, and then spread you out at that 3rd down. So now they're going to pump the ball away. Back to receive the ball deep. Looks like it's Ricky Hunt. High kick. It takes a Falcon bounce. And it's going to be downed at the Falcon 38-yard line or 37-yard line. 1st and 10 from that spot. Successful first possession by the defense. 3 and out. That's what you want.
Yeah, that's exactly what you want, and I'm glad that they were able to do that, to set a precedence. So let's now see what the offense back. You know, you got Nickens back, so I know they're going to probably try to, work him in a little bit. So it'd be good to kind of see him on the sideline and back with his teammates.
All right, coming to work right now, we ended up with pistol formation, 3 receivers, twins to the right. Xavier Thompson comes in motion across the formation, comes to the outside trying to break it, and he just gets to the 40-yard line, maybe a gain of 2. Great job by the Lindsay defense on stretching him out on that edge.
Yeah, definitely. They did not get that edge sealed. It's almost like that jet sweep's supposed to kind of turn in, and I think they closed that real quick. And
they kept him running east and west
exactly.
instead of north and south. 3 receivers again, twins to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. CJ gets it, drops back in the pocket, looks right, has Ricky Hunt in the flat. Ricky Hunt now has it. Ricky Hunt in the middle of the field, and this time gang tackled by a host of Leopards, so no gain on the play, 3rd down.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a safe play, and I know CJ is kind of going to be a little bit timid from last week, and so hopefully he'll get comfortable with a few passes, and it's always safe to just kind of go off to your safeguard, and that's what he did with Ricky.
In that percent, he was going through his progressions. He just kind of waited a little late to get it to Ricky. If he hits Ricky immediately when Ricky flares out of the backfield, Ricky's probably 5-6 yards down the field. To your point,
yeah,
he's trying to read the defense and see exactly what they're doing. So 3rd down, and here we go. 4 receivers, trips to the left side, and the ball snap. Going to throw it to the outside, and this time Xavier Thompson catches a wide receiver screen. He's got a crease, and great pursuit on the backside by the Leopard defense. Tackle made by that time by Priest Williams, who made a great open field tackle after Xavier Thompson tried to get loose there, Coach.
Yeah, man, they really their defense is very penetrating. They're really aggressive and quick to the ball, and so they definitely was able to retreat and be able to get back and catch him from behind.
Both defense trying to set the tone early in the game. The Falcons looks like they're maintaining with offense. They're going to go for it on fourth down here. They got plenty of time. 16 seconds on the clock right now. We've got three receivers, twins to the right. Ricky Hunt's flaring out. And now CJ is going to run up the middle of the field. And CJ is going to be close to a first down. It depends on the spot. And they bringing the ball out to what will be the 47-yard line. And they're trying to see here if it is going to be turnover on downs.
It's short, yeah.
It's short. Okay, turnover on downs. It will be first down.
Yeah, they tried that, kind of like a decoy. Hey, we're going to flare Ricky out and see if we can be able to get somebody to pull out with him, and the defense wasn't fooled, and they stayed inside and caught him before he got a yard short for that first down.
So it's going to end up being first down and 10. Ball spotted now at the Falcon 47-yard line. Set to go. In tight. Running formation, power running formation, three backs, and they're going to give it to Ramming at the middle of the field, and this time nothing doing. And that is led right up the middle of the field. Carlos Strong was strong right in the middle of the field. He beat the center, and he was in the backfield to meet Ramming as he got to the line of scrimmage there.
That looked like a senior-led meeting there. Between him, Iverson, and also Mays.
Meet at the Mount?
That's what they did. They were meeting. They was having a senior meeting, and so that was a great pursuit.
7:39 to go in the first quarter. It is 15 seconds left on the play clock right now. Coming out. Again, three backs in the backfield with the quarterback, and this time they get the ball to Vaughn again, and Vaughn's churning those legs ahead. And Vaughn's going to get inside the 45 down to what will be the 43-yard line, setting up third down at what will be about 6.
Vaughn, he's a strong lower running back. I mean, and they ride his shoulders, and so he's showing that, hey, I'm here to play. And so it's gonna be he's one of those that he's progresses through. He gets stronger and stronger.
All right, here we go. Ball is snapped. Going to give it to Vaughn, and this time Vaughn is met at another senior meeting in the backfield there. Tackle was led that time by Jordan Johnson, who was a beast coming off the line right there, and locked him down for a loss back to the 45-yard line, Coach.
This is a battle between the trenches right now. And so this is what that good old-fashioned football right here with the pigskin. So they are battling out here.
This is a paint game.
This is.
It's a paint game. Mm-hmm. All the linemen are meeting. So back to receive the ball deep, or looking for them to possibly go for it. The Falcons don't send anyone deep. The ball takes a bounce and is rolling around and is going to go into the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 Falcons will be at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, I think now the Falcons are like, okay, we're going to be ready for anything. And so, like I say, that Hennessy game exploited a lot of different things, and so I believe that now they're ready for any team to do anything. So I think they're playing safe on that last play. So
on that, we saw that there is some great speed on the outside by the Leopards. Their pursuit and their angles were outstanding on the first one. So now let's see what Coach Franklin decides to do, or directs the offense, and Coach Flip decide to do with the offense on this next possession. So now going to work, we have three receivers. Twins to the right side. CJ standing inside on the 15, fakes the handoff, goes to the outside. Ball was deflected as pressure was in the backfield. Pressure was applied there by Wyatt April, who came through and got his hands up and deflected that pass.
Yeah, that right side blocking wasn't there, and they came through strong, and he didn't get a chance to get his pass off. Their defensive end was strong on that one, and so you got Shane Jones, who was able to get that in defensive end position.
Three receivers faking the jet sweep, and we're going to give the ball to Ricky Hunt right up the middle. Ricky Hunt gets in for a gain of maybe 3 or 4 yards on the play. And right now we have a lineman who is slow to get up. It looks like it's Jordan Johnson, the sophomore. He's slow getting up, but he seems to be okay. Result of the play will be a gain of, 2 yards right there, Coach?
Yeah, I think we're trying to do some things a little different here to try to keep him off guard, but Ricky's definitely got to get in this game and get the ball on a few carries.
All right, going to work. CJ's going to put it up. Fakes it, feeling pressure, and this time he cannot escape. And is going to be brought down back inside the 20 at the 16-yard line. A long developing route tree that time. CJ was looking and trying to be patient, but the Lindsay front four showing that they can get to him early in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, their line is one of their strongest points on the Leopards. And so the Falcons are going to have to give him a little bit more time, but he's going to have to get rid of that ball probably sooner until they can.
All right, we're going to punt the ball away. And the returner is standing just inside midfield. A short end-over-end kick, and it will bounce inside the 45 down to the 43 before it's finally marked down. But it's going to be 1st and 10 for that spot. And again, good field position for the Leopards. And right now the defenses have been the story of the game the first half.
Yeah, they have. And like I say, like they always, defenses win championships. So, you want to try to keep it close where you can have a chance to kind of pull a win out in the fourth quarter. But, that's the name of the game right now. And so both have come to play. So,
all right, going to work. Here come the Leopards, led again by Brody Ramming, the junior quarterback, 6'2", 298 pounds. 3 backs in the backfield. Ramming tries to spin out of one tackle, but again, the pursuit by the Falcons have been outstanding early in the game. The defensive line is going right up the field and not trying to veer left or veer right, giving him any cutback lanes. He's going to be dropped for a loss of maybe 1 on the play, back to the 40. Well, I'll say back to the 43-yard line. So 2nd down at about 11, but it looks like it's the same spot. So no gain on the play.
Yeah, they're going to stick to their game plan right now, running this ball. And so they feel that they're going to have a chance if they keep pounding it. So they're basically putting their faith in this line.
All right. 1 receiver, 3 backs in the backfield. They're going to fake it, and Ramming's going to try and take up the middle again. And this time he moves the pile ahead for a gain of 2 out to the 45-yard line, but nothing doing there. Again, the Falcon defense showing that they're ready.
Yeah, like I say, they're showing different formations, but they're doing pretty much about the same thing, either a quarterback keeper or, like I say, flaring out. They're using number 8, Vaughn, the same way like we would with Ricky, and trying to flare out, pull one of those linebackers out so maybe have a chance to go up and get a good run.
3:36. This quarter's going by fast. 14 seconds on the play clock. We've got 3 receivers this time. It looks like they're going to try and set up a vertical game. Ramming is setting back to throw. He's going to throw the ball deep. Has it to the outside. That pass is nearly intercepted, but nicely knocked down on that play by Terrence Taffy. Nice job. He had a chance to make a play, but he did the most important thing. Well, as good old Tom Jackson used to say, knock it down.
Knock it down. But he was trying to get the ball, but then the receiver had to become the defender, and he pulled him down so he wouldn't get that ball. So, it was good. It's good to have him back, and he's healthy and back in the lineup. So happy to see Taffy back.
Xavier Thompson standing at the 25-yard line as the Leopards are going to punt this ball away on 4th down. Thompson gets it at the 25 with a running start. He's at the 30, he's at the 35, and he gets bounced out just beyond the 30, beyond the 40-yard line. Nice return there by Xavier Thompson that time.
Yeah, and he's able to help us maybe switch the field. Right now, basically, because we went down on 4th down on our own 45, basically Lindsay has been able to stay on our side of the field, so that was great, him coming up and giving us an opportunity where we can start with good field position on our 3rd possession.
Went up and got the ball at about the 28-yard line. That was a return of almost 15 yards on the play. 3 receivers, going to try and throw it to the outside. And this time we went Ricky Hunt right up the middle, which is a good idea. Ricky Hunt gets a gain of 3 out to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, I think that Ricky is going to be really good at this. And so I think if they just continue to kind of work that with him, just the same way they're doing with Vaughn, with the Leopards are, it's a matter of backs right here trying to get their rhythm together so that they can start to move the chains.
All right, going to work. 20 seconds on the play clock, plenty of time. The Falcons come set with 3 receivers, twins to the right. CJ Xavier comes across the formation. They're going to swing it out to Thompson. And he comes across the field. He's at the 40. He's at the 30 before he's finally pushed out of bounds. And the Falcons have got into the leopard side of the ball, a leopard side of the field. Great play, great design, faking a jet sweep. You fake it to him, and then you throw it to him as soon as he clears the line of scrimmage into the flats. I like it.
You know, and that's the first down, I believe, of either team after the 3 possessions on each side.
I'm glad you mentioned that. That's a Heritage Funeral Home first down. And that's going to be right at the 30-yard line. What looks like a play of 19 yards on that one. Ball is snapped, and we go right up the middle again. And Ricky Hunt with the carry that time. So a gain of 4 down to what will be the 26-yard line there.
Yeah, and they keep running that same side with Strong and trying to just get some penetration. But like I said, this is a running game. I mean, we're almost done with this quarter.
Yeah, it's already moving. 1:45 to go before the end. 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield. They're going to swing it out quickly to Xavier Thompson in the flat. Xavier makes one man miss, cuts inside the 25, and is going to get bounced out right about the 20-yard line. Xavier running up the side of the field over there, trying to slow down. I mean, when he only has one gear. It's called all in and fast. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down. Looks like it's going to be right at the 21-yard line there after a gain of 5 yards on the play.
You know, Xavier Thompson, they're getting him in the game early and often. Not always a deep ball, but giving him an opportunity to show his talent.
13 seconds on the play clock. We got 3 receivers, twins to the right. Ricky Hunt in the backfield, hip pocket. They call Sierra Sumbath in motion on the jet sweep. Sierra Sumbath with a cut. He cuts inside to the 10-yard line. He's still on his feet at the 5 before he's finally down. And Cato's going to get a 1st and goal for the Falcons down inside the 5. That is a Big O's Pork and Dreams first down. If you haven't tried the best barbecue in the city, make sure you try Big O's. But nice job on Cato, Sierra Sumbath on the jet sweep there.
Yeah, that was. I mean, an excellent play, good run, just strong and held on to the ball, and so some good momentum here.
All right, 1st and goal for the 5 now for the Falcons. Double tight end this time, and this time we're going to hand the ball off. Is that Big Meech on the carry this time?
Yeah, that's on Miko.
Miko Levine is still running, and they're still moving the pile. The pile is still moving into the end zone. If the officials haven't ruled it dead, it's a touchdown.
They just called him a touchdown.
It's a touchdown. And again, they said the pile was still moving. I mean, the officials got a judgment call to make. I never really like it when it goes on for a certain amount of time, but they kept moving the pile. Someone looks like Meech is all right. Looks like he might have it. Well, he takes it in for the touchdown, a well-deserved one. Ricky Hunt is trying to support him, but Meech looks like he's trying to wave it off. Looks like he's holding his arm.
Yeah, that's Carter. So, yeah, that was great, you know, that Ricky and the rest of them got in the gang and pushed that pile forward.
So now going to work, Ricky Hunt. Getting ready to run the Wild Falcon here. And Ricky Hunt up the middle, and this time he bounces off 1, bounces off 2, keeps moving forward. Are they going to say he got in, or are they going to say he's denied? Ricky said he broke the plane. He's trying to convince the official, but are they going to say it's no good, or are they going to say it's good? The officials are talking about it. We do not have clarification. And they're going to say it's no good. So Ricky Hunt did not get in for the 2-point conversion. So, I mean, but they had to talk about it for a good long while there.
And that's good because, you know, they're not just going to just call something. They really are going to discuss it and determine what was on both sides. They were looking at both line judges and see whether or not, hey, what did you see? What did you see? And so
I at least like the conversation with Big Hat.
Exactly. We ain't got instant replay, but at least they're going to try to have a discussion.
All right, we'll stay right here, but it was a good job, a good drive. What was the most impressive thing about that drive there for you, to your coach?
You know, the impressive drive was how that we were able to execute in some various different ways. And so by putting Thompson in there and then, like I say, the good long run, you know, like I say, Thompson started out with a good return on the punt and put us in some really good field position. And then we were able to kind of get over that hump and went down the hill, and then it just was, it's just a freight train. So it's good for us to finally get a score like that. So.
All right, that will go down as a 6-play, 57-yard drive by the Falcons with a scoring touchdown by Miko Levine. That is your A-plus lawn service scoring recap. The kick is away and is going to be returned out beyond the 30 to the 32-yard line. And there are some big hits going on between the special teams units. I mean, you can hear the crowd talking about it, but I mean, the gunners are gunning, the defenders are blocking. I mean, we got a clash going on down the field.
Oh, we are. And like I say, I mean, with Lindsay having to face Washington in their conference, they're not intimidated to me, coming into Millwood when you got to play Washington and got a great crowd that's traveled this evening to be able to support their team. So they came here to say, hey, we're not here by accident.
All right, going to work. Here comes Ramming. Ramming has it. Quarterback sweep to the outside. He's spinning around. Can't turn the corner. Once again, Carlos Strong was strong on the play, following him down the line, taking him out. So nothing going there except for a gain of 2 out to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, and I think, the Leopards are not at any concern with one score. So they're going to continue to run probably their scripted plays that they have set up for the first, 15 to 20 plays. And so here they are going to continue to go with what's got them here. And so, but like I say, our defense is continuing to be strong, continue to do what Carlos has always done all year long. And they're running to the ball. They're very aggressive. They're playing a lot more better than they did last week.
Yeah. That is the end of the first quarter. The quarter was over in a blink, folks. Not even 30 minutes into the game, 30 minutes onto your clock on a Friday night. Hey, the first quarter's already over. Millwood's up 6-0. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by SSM Health of St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live. Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live. Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
We're committed to the run. I think we will see some vertical at some point, but right now I think the running is where it is with these cold temperatures.
Yeah, because the ball is a lot heavier when you're throwing it, so it's definitely going to have some weight to it. So you want to try to do something.
All right, we had Taylor with the carry there. Dutton Taylor tried to get it to the outside, and Cameron Carter brings him down. And we're going to lose a yard on the play. So it's going to be back to the 34-yard line. 3rd down and 9. So 17 seconds on the play clock, plenty of time. Leopards are checking their calls. Everybody knows what they're supposed to do. We got 3 receivers, twins to the outside. Falcons are dropping back on the outside coverage, and Ramming's going to try and fire it down the middle of it. And that pass is nearly intercepted.
Should have been intercepted.
Yeah, DJ Shaw kind of lost his footing. He was thinking about where he was going before he had the ball.
He looked at that end zone before he caught that ball. He owed me 10 push-ups.
Okay, all right. Well, Coach, you can go collect those at the end of the game. I will not stop you from doing that. But in the meantime, the Leopards are going to pump this ball away. But that was a gift. You don't get too many of those. But here we go. Xavier Thompson back to get the ball, and the ball is going to take a bounce and roll inside the 30, inside the 40, and be down at the 39-yard line. No return on the play. 1st and 10 Falcons from that spot. Falcon defense did another good job, 3 and out there, Coach. So you have to be excited about getting the offense back on the field.
I do, and like I say, getting more confidence and more rhythm. I think we're now going to see a little more Jaden Nickens in the game a little more. So I think this is really good for us. Let's see if we can capitalize like we did on that last possession.
So no return on the play there. 1st and 10 from that spot. 3 receivers, twins to the left, 2 backs in the backfield. Ricky Hunt comes in motion across the formation. Ball is snapped, and now CJ feeling pressure is going to fire to the outside, and he tried to unload it, and lucky for him, the ball skipped off the ground. There were several Leopards in the area.
Yeah, that kind of got me nervous about last week, with crossings and throwing that ball. He's got to learn to be able to, take that sack so we can live another day, and versus a turnover that possibly could have led to a touchdown, so.
Yeah, it was kind of, I'm not going to say it was triple coverage, but there was 3 Leopards in the area. 3 receivers, twins to the right side for CJ. Xavier comes across the formation on the jet sweep. He gets it on the handoff, tries to turn the corner. He's at the 30 and is going to be thrown down for a minimum gain on that play. But again, trying to attack the edge on this Leopard defense is going to be hard to do. It's going to be a gain of 1 only on that play. So 3rd down and 9 now.
Yeah, Seth Padilla, man, he came up real quick. And once again, he closed that gap because that's supposed to be turned up, and then or give the option to go on the outside, and his speed was able to track him down. And so amazing play on the defensive side there.
4 receivers now, trips to the right. CJ has it, looks right, feels the pressure. Going to fire it across the field to Jaden Nickens. Nickens has it at the 45, and Nickens going to be spun down. They're going to say he has the ball, but the officials are going to say he's down. Now, the officials have not said Now, the officials are going to converse here, but they are not certain. They're saying Nickens might have lost the ball. But he should have, from my vantage point, he looked like he was flung down, and the ball came loose after hitting the ground.
Yes.
That's what it looked like, but we'll see here. So the officials are still conversing here. They can't tell, and they're still talking. And Vaughn is jumping up and down saying, get the offense on the field. So if they're not certain, they're still talking here, and no one still is. I mean, the officials are having a good meeting. Tonight's head official is Glenn Williams, and Williams is having a good conversation. And again, they're saying that the ball was coming out before. Now, the head official did not make the signal. The back judge did, but the Leopards will take possession of the ball at the 44-yard line.
Like I say, coming back, and so turnover. But let's see what our defense can be able to do. Like I say, this is momentum for Lindsay to see if they capitalize on it.
So now going to work. First turnover on the night. Now giving the ball, middle of the field, nothing doing. And the Falcon defense is willing, ready, and able, and stops. Ty Ferguson with nothing doing there. And they're going to bring him down at the 46-yard line there.
Yeah, this defensive line has a little attitude that they're dealing with tonight, it looks like. I mean, they're very, very aggressive. And so
3 receivers. Twins to the right, trips to the right side, ramming. And before things get started, there is a flag on the play. And they're going to say encroachment, or let me see here. But they're saying against the offense. They're saying encroachment against the Falcons. So the Falcons going to get called here for offsides. So that's going to move the ball inside the 45-yard line down to the, I want to say the 46. Ball is snapped, and now Ramming's going to try and get to the outside. This time good blocking on the outside, and he gets blasted on the edge. Is that William Mays or that McElwee? That was McElwee who hit him from the linebacker spot as he tried to turn the corner. Somebody said, oh, no. Going to bring him down. It's going to be third down at the 40-yard line.
See, right here as a tight end drag, they're going to they're going to fake like a run, and they may try to get 34 just came in the game, and I saw that he was warming up doing some things before, so there may be a pass play here to try to get this. They got this is the best penetration they've had all night on our side of the field. So
ball is snapped. Ramming goes right up the middle again. This time he finds a crease, tries to cut back, and this time the ball is loose, and the Falcons say they have it, but they're going to say this time Ramming is down. Going to take the ball inside the 40-yard line down to the 38, so it's going to be 4th down. I truly expect that Hembree's team is going to go for it here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. You have nothing to lose here, and so like I said, you may not get another opportunity like that. And so
8:19 to go, 6-0 is the score. Falcons on top early. So now Coach Hembree is getting his call into the team.
You know, I would even possibly go on a different count just to see if maybe you, because I mean, I think we're just right about 4 yards. So see if you can catch Millwood off guard, just being a little more aggressive. So that's going to be, well, they're going to think about it now.
Okay. So a timeout has been called on the field here. It's a CBS Sports Radio timeout. Have you checked out CBS Sports Radio? Jay Swick in the morning, Rush in the morning, Myron Patton with Real Sports. Then you get a little bit of James Hale in the afternoon, Jim Rome in the midday, by the way. And then we finish the day with a little bit of what's going on with P.J. Mills in the evenings, as well as Kansas City Chiefs football and Oklahoma City Blue basketball, all featured, as well as a ton of local high school sports. CBS Sports Radio 105.3. Want to make sure we take time to thank all our sponsors for tonight's game as the timeout's on the field. Parrish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Guaranteed Rate Rod Seed, First Security Bank, Heritage Funeral Home, A-Plus Lawn Service, the Millwood and Richmond Foundation Super Prep, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lemore's Family First DUI School. And to me, this is one of the big moments in the game as we get back for live action now, Coach. Stopping him on 4th down would be really nice here.
Yeah, we would get the momentum back.
And Ramming going to do a toss sweep to the outside and a good hit on the edge. What a job. Was that William Mays on that play?
I think that was Fisher. I thought it was 21.
Zaire Fisher coming up and making the big stop on that edge, cutting him down, wouldn't allow him to turn the corner on the toss sweep play. Turnover on downs. It's Falcon football.
Excellent execution. And that's the one thing I believe that you can't do a lot with Millwood because we do have speed on the edges. And the guys have come up and closed those gaps really quick. But I like their enthusiasm to try it, to see what they could do, you know.
4 receivers, trips to the left side this time. CJ in shotgun formation with Ricky Hunt in the backfield. Fake it to Ricky, throw it to the outside. That pass was a little bit high. He threw it off his back shoulder, tried to get the ball in the hands of Dylan Daniels. Pass incomplete.
Yeah, had a little bit too much air in there, and that's kind of a challenging pass to try to throw in and be able to get it out there, and he's coming towards you, and so that's a very difficult pass, but trying to get everybody engaged in here and
involved, yes.
Yeah, and keeping this defense. I mean, like I say, Leopard's defense is really good. They're keeping them in this game.
4 receivers now. Trips to the left side for CJ. CJ calls Xavier Thompson in motion across the formation. The delay handoff to Ricky Hunt. Ricky Hunt blasts up to midfield before he's finally brought down. A gain of 12-yard line. The ball's actually going to be spotted at the Leopard 49. It's a Heritage Funeral Home first down. In your time of need, let the professionals at Heritage Funeral Home take care of you and your loved one. Call them today, 405-424-5100. So Ricky Hunt getting his first big carry of the night, taking the ball into Leopard territory. Here comes Ricky Hunt again. Spins off 1, 2, and then it's going to be finally brought down by a host of Leopards at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, I like old Carlos Strong coming in behind and trying to push the pile there and support his friend. You know, this is their last season. Everything's the last game, and so Ricky's trying to push it to get the momentum, and let's see how we can do. Let's keep this going.
So Ricky Hunt takes it down to what will be, and they're going to try to get it to the outside, and CJ's going to be brought down and is going to be sacked in the backfield for a loss of what will be about 4 yards on the play, 3rd down and 10.
3rd down and 10 for the Falcons.
Yeah, they got that penetration. Like I say, it was on the edge. But like I say, I mean, you got to try that. You got to have that X factor, see what he can do, get his confidence back up, and let him know, hey, you're just as much a part of this game. So didn't execute the way we did, but, good call to try that.
All right, going to work this time. 3rd down, trying to get the call correct. 10 seconds on the play clock, 6:13 to go, 6-0 is the score. Ball is snapped. CJ's going to put it up, throws across the middle, hits Ricky Hunt. And Ricky Hunt blasts his way down to they're going to say down to the 42. Could have been the 41. I didn't like the spot on that one, but it's going to be 4th down and 4th down and makeable yards here.
Yeah, they're going for it. Anything over they're over the 50-yard line, so they're bringing in a different package here. This is more than likely going to be Ricky's down here.
So now going to work. Ball's going to be handed off right up the middle, and Big Meech is down the field. 30, the 20, 10, 5, and he's going to be brought down inside the 5. No flags on the play, and what a job and what a block. William May saying, I did that. What a play. He's fired out of there like a cannon.
That was amazing.
It truly was. What you had there was a fake, and instead of faking it to Ricky Hunt, they just hammered it over to ball's loose on the ground, and CJ's got a fall on it.
Recovered by the Falcons.
So a little bit of emotion being at the end here. So a lot of chatter going on. Again, Lindsay is not a team that's going to back down from anybody, to what you said earlier.
No, they're not, but, we got to keep our heads, too, as well. Like I say, if you go on to win, you don't want to be the team that don't get to play with your team next week because you've been kicked out of the game. So,
all right, going to work. Big Ricky Hunt breaking tackles and fighting his way inside the 5-yard line there.
Great run. Just impressive to see how strong he is and how he continues to move that pile.
So now going to work. 4:26 to go. 3rd down and goal from about the 2-yard line. So now timeout's being called on the field by the Falcons, apparently. No, it's about the Leopards. Leopards are calling a timeout. It's another CBS Sports Radio timeout. We'll be right back in just a minute. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Oklahoma City. Yes, sir. Love's Travel Stop and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms with our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program. Each month, a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to theblackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
Back to live action. Here we go. Ball is snapped, and they're going to hand the ball up to Big Meech, and he hammers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Falcons. That was the right call to make there. Big Meech had earned his stripes all the way down there. Give it to the 4x4. Give it to your hoss. Mm-hmm. Give it to your man, your space eater. Coach, I like the decision.
Yeah, I mean, and like I say, I mean, and he can get 2 yards. We saw what he did down here on the other end to get the first touchdown. So it's the Levine show right now. Under 5 yards, it's going to be the Miko Levine show. And so it's good to have that to where it's not always on Ricky's shoulders there.
All right, now going to work. Ricky Hunt running the Wild Falcon again. Falcons with 14 seconds on the play clock to run it. Well defended last time by Lindsay. Lindsay is showing blitz right over it. This time Ricky Hunt dances to the outside. 2-point conversion is good, and the Falcons now lead 14-0.
Yeah, like I say, I mean, it's one of those things that it's good to just to see the running game. It's good to see that now everything is clicking on all cells. It doesn't matter if it's 20 degrees or 15 degrees. I think they're dialed in, they're focused, and they're confident back to be able, hey, let's do what we need to.
All right, we'll take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do, but your body's holding you back.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in action, helping you get back in action.
Welcome back to the good LW Good Football Stadium. The Falcons just completed a 9-play, 63-yard drive, ending up with the Big Meech second touchdown of the night. That scoring recap brought to you by A+ Lawn Service, offering that weed killer special for $49. You don't know what that blue stuff is on the lawn? Give Milo a call. He'll tell you all about it. 405-767-3382. Kickoff has been made, and that kickoff went out of bounds, so it will be 1st and 10. I do believe, based upon the spot,
35?
No, because it came out higher than the 35. It's going to end up being the 40. I see the officials converging now. It should be the 40-yard line. So it's going to be a legal procedure, but it will be at the 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for Lindsay.
Well, you know, Lindsay's going to have to pick it up a little bit on this one. I mean, if they have a 3 and out here, it may be a little challenging.
And Ramming is going to get caught up in the backfield by a host of Falcons back there. Nothing doing there. He's going to lose a yard on the play. The Falcon defensive line is beating in the trenches the Leopard offensive line. They are getting good penetration. Ramming can't find any cutback lanes because the Falcons have been back there so fast.
I thought he was about to hand the ball off to Carter, because Carter was back there with him in the field when he started taking off running. So, I mean, it's just like he's hitting that A gap, and I mean he's coming through.
And can we say this? The Falcons are not blitzing.
They're not. They're not.
It is basically the defensive lineman is beating their man off of it, and then you say the linebacker is fitting the gap and making the tackle. Here we go again. Ball snap. 3 receivers going to throw it. Rammy's going to fire it across the middle of the field, and that pass is incomplete. William Mays went up high to get it, but there was no chance of anybody catching that one. A little too much air.
Nervous about that flag coming out, but it definitely was not a catchable ball. And that was that tight end drag that I spoke about earlier that I thought they may have pulled out on that 4th down, even 3rd down play when they had it deep in our territory.
3:23 to go. 3rd down and 11.
So what that does is, with the ball, with the clock being stopped, now we get a chance where we can get the ball back and maybe get another score before we go in at halftime.
So we've got 3 receivers now for the Leopards. Twins to the right. Ramming in shotgun formation. Ball snap. Ramming's looking right. Pressure being applied. He's running. He's going to have to fire it on the run, and there is no one in the vicinity. Cameron Carter was more there. The only reason why there's no flag because he got out of the tackle box. That's the only reason why. But
you saw me put my flag out.
I did. You were trying to point out that there was no one in the area. There wasn't. There really wasn't. But only because he got outside that hash mark on the other side of that tackle box. It's the only reason why we're not having this discussion.
Now, Mo, maybe it was my eyes, but I mean, he was deep in that shotgun.
Yes, he was.
I mean, I'm thinking he was 8-9 yards deep.
By the time, well, he was running for his life when we saw the pressure being applied there by, looks like by Searles was applying the pressure there. High kick this time. And this time Xavier wisely gets away from it, and they're going to down the ball at the 31-yard line. Turnover on down, 1st and 10. But the Falcons have a chance with 3:13 to go.
You know, Mo, and I don't know if it's just me from just being a little edgy, but I don't want us to get too quick. I don't want us to be too aggressive. Let's try to stay within our comfort zone right here, because we got a 14-0 lead. let's finish this half with the ball.
4 receivers, trips to the left side, ball is snapped, and they're going to give it the ball to Ricky Hunt, and he stutter steps in the grass, and he makes 2 or 3 leopards miss, and he's still churning those legs. Ricky's fighting ahead. He's going to be brought down at the 41-yard line, but there is a flag on the play, and it's back there in the area of holding, and it's going to be holding against the Falcons.
Yeah, I think that was a WW takedown is what they may have called it, but yeah, that was a hold on there, and so I believe that was 76 that had that hold, but which he is an amazing young man, Mason Moore, on the goal line. He does a good sandwich pack. just loves it, you know. So good young man, senior, but
the holding penalty is going to move the ball back to the 20-yard line. And that's where the Falcons will have their shot. CJ's going to take a shot deep, trying to hit Nickens, and it falls in his hands at the 30. He's at the 20, at the 10, 5, touchdown. What a play by CJ, who drops back and coming across the field on a late break with a great adjustment to the ball by Jaden Nickens on that play. Oh, my.
Can I say it?
Yes, you can.
He's back.
Jaden Nickens, his first game back. CJ was looking for Nickens, and Nickens wanted to get past that. So you're talking about an 80-yard touchdown strike. That was simply amazing on what took place on that play.
Beautiful pass. Starts with the blocking, gave CJ time to step into his throw, be able to get it to him exactly where he needed to. I mean, Nickens didn't even have to stop in stride. It just was there.
Stutter step right up the middle. And going into the end zone, the 2-point conversion is great. What a job by Ricky Hunt getting into the end zone again for the 2-point conversion, and the Falcons have just exploded, folks. 22 points on the board, a tremendously spectacular, sensational second quarter. I'm just going to say that right there. Let's go ahead and get you a drive recap. That was, for all intents and purposes, a one-play 80-yard drive leading to an A-plus lawn service touchdown. Call Milo. He might be able to tell you what we just saw. 405-767-3382. Standard home, lot, and front and back. He will take care of you for a $49 special. We're going to stay right here, and what a job. But you're talking about a play. CJ dropping back in the pocket there, beautifully and calm. He knew he wanted Nickens. Nickens broke away, pulled away with the speed, made a great adjustment to the ball, kind of cut back in there. I mean, it's not a post route. He just adjusted to the ball with that light air, and the next thing you know, you blink and he's gone.
He's gone. I mean, it just literally was in stride. He just stuck his hands out. I mean, the ball was just right there. I mean, great execution from starting from that line to CJ. I'm good to see that, and glad that Jaden is back with us.
All right, the ball has been fielded and is going to be returned by number 23 on that play. That looks like Manuel Aguero is going to take the ball back, but a little bit of touch and go here, a little bit of emotions from the teams. Everybody's all right, but it's just a little bit of chatter. And again, that's one way Lindsay can try to break the momentum if they can try and get in the head here. But right now they're trying to stop the onslaught of what the Falcons are doing. The ball's going to be returned out to the 42-yard line, 1st and 10 from that spot.
Yeah, and I think Franklin is going to call a timeout, and he's going to rally his troops and let them know what's at stake. He didn't got so hot, he done took the cap off of him. They've got to be dialed in. They got to stay focused and realize what's going on.
This is a CBS Sports Radio timeout right now. Have you been listening? Check them out. Monday through Friday, our lineup. Morning Rush with Jay Swick. Make sure you check him out. He warms it up for Myron Patton, who comes in with Real Sports. Then you go a little bit of national with Nothing Better Than the Best and Jim Rome. Coming in the afternoon, you get all the Sooners you can handle with James Hale. Wrapping it up with PJ Mills in the evening with What's Going On. Local sports, high school football and basketball all season long. Make sure you tune in. We also have Oklahoma City Blue basketball. And remember, the Chiefs are in action on Sunday Night Football. You can listen starting at 6 o'clock. And tomorrow, remember, OU pregame for Bedlam will be in Norman at Pepe's starting at 4:30. Back to live action. Ball is snapped. Going to hand off. Ramming's going to hand the ball off to Vaughn. Vaughn stutter steps and powers his way into Falcon territory. The biggest run of the night for him. But again, a lot of talking going on, so the officials are trying to do the best job they can to make sure everybody's on the same page here. It's going to be a first down at the 48-yard line there, Coach.
Yeah, your talking is with your play, not with your mouth, and just show what you can do there. And that's the same thing with Vaughn. Just kind of stay focused on just being athletic and pushing this pile. So, yeah.
Vaughn with the carry again, a gain of 1 yard down to the 47-yard line at 2:03 to go, 30 seconds to go before the end of the first half of this one.
Yeah, and I think that they were going to probably not do as much, but I think after that first play where they got a good first down, I think they're going to try to do a little more, see if they can get something for the half.
All right, the Leopards are getting set right now. One receiver, 3 backs in the backfield. Ball to snap. Ramming's going to hand it to Vaughn. Vaughn gets through the line of scrimmage, and a nice power run by Vaughn inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. It's going to be a first down. Gain of basically 10 yards there.
First down for the Leopards.
Yeah, yep. I don't know what the line is kind of just doing here, but
and the Leopards are hurrying up, getting right back to action. Same formation, same ball carrier. Vaughn this time, but he's wrestled down by Carlos Strong. Also, Iverson McElwee in the area to make the tackle. Nothing doing there.
Yeah, that 22 last week was kind of a little scary. So, we got 22 again. So, we need to just go ahead and finish this quarter and go in at halftime, get some hot cocoa, and come out and finish it in the second half.
All right, so 1 minute to go. And the Leopards are taking a lot of time on this right now, trying to get set. 3 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver. Ball is snapped, and Ramming trying to get back to the outside, and Carlos Strong tracks him down and brings him down. Carlos Strong looked every bit of a bounty hunter on that play. He was not fooled, taking the ball down to the 45-yard or 35-yard line there. So a timeout on the field will stay right here. And again, I was kind of surprised. Now, I know Lindsay had only 1 timeout left, but they were taking a little bit of time there. I don't know if they didn't want to change out personnel they thought was going to take more time, but that clock really hurt them on in this situation.
Yeah, and I think it's really a game of cat and mouse, because you also want to know what is the defense going to do to determine, are they going to put so many in the box? Can you still do this? Or if you maybe can sneak away with a possible, pass or something. So sometimes you just kind of, as a play caller, you want to say, all right, what is Millwood going to do? And then determine that. So, but like I say, the clock is your enemy right now if you're trying to do something. And then, like I say, you call 2 timeouts so early that now you're only with 1 to where you can't really do a lot you want.
And with your Millwood, the danger is you've gotten up a little bit. You have a little bit of momentum. You don't take your foot off the gas. You got to finish as strong as you started. So we're back to live action here. So now 3 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver to the right side. Ramming's going to roll it out, sets his feet, fires into the end zone or near the end zone. And that pass, is it intercepted? It looks like it's intercepted, and it is. Great job. I thought the Falcons might have taken it away from each other. And it looks like Iverson McElwee is the one who makes the interception on the 10-yard line. Ramming just threw it to a spot. It looked like he was going to try and wait till his receiver at least cleared inside, but that ball got lost in the air and just ran out of air.
Yeah. I don't think he got enough under it, or it came out wrong, and so he just trying to Hail Mary, and like I said, that's what you kind of do at the end of the half. Possibly get a pass interference or something, whatever may come out of it. And so.
And if you're Falcons, you just want to, you basically just want to take the knee here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like I say, Lindsay has no more timeouts, so there's nothing they can do. And so we're just going to pretty much go on and take it into the half, 22-0. And
that will be the first half.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be intercepted down at the Falcon 10-yard line, and Iverson Malcolm with a tremendous job, and that is the end of the first half, folks. 22-0, the Falcons with an amazing second quarter. We'll talk about that and much, much more, break down some statistics on the other side as the Langston University halftime report is here. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon football, brought to you by SSM Health of St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores. We'll be right back.
Do you have college hours but haven't obtained your college degree? Finish the process. Get your degree at Langston University OKC campus. Langston University OKC campus with Reach Higher specializes in giving you that second chance to finish your degree. You can keep your normal routine, maintain your normal work hours, and still have time for your family. Langston University OKC offers online and on-campus class options that can accommodate your schedule. Learn more by going online at www.langston.edu or call 405-530-7536. That's 530-7536 for Langston University OKC campus.
In your time of need, let Chris and Christy Harrison at Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services take care of you and your family. Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services specializes in the highest level of competence, courtesy, and compassion during your family's difficult time and will always make sure your loved one's life will be celebrated in a meaningful way. Owners Chris and Christy Harrison would love to earn your trust and business by offering an affordable full-service funeral for only $3,595. This package will save you and your family thousands of dollars and will give your loved one the first-class funeral they deserve. Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services also offers a variety of cremation options. Just stop by their office, 1300 North Lottie, to learn more or call 405-424-5100. That's 424-5100 for Chris and Christy Harrison at Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
KRNP, K221FQ, Oklahoma City. The all-new Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, a Ferry Broadcasting station.
Oklahoma City. Yes, sir. Love's Travel Stop and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms with our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program. Each month, a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to theblackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to listen to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Are you in need of someone making your lawn look good? Have you ever seen a lawn with a blue or green paint on it and wondered what that was? The blue and green paint is a weed killer chemical that will make your lawn look green, full, and healthy. Oh, and will kill the weeds too. Do you want your home lawn or company lawn to look green, full, and healthy? Then call the professionals at A+ Lawn Service. Right now, they're offering a weed killer special of $49 for a standard home lot, front and back, or $225 per acre if you have a large area you'd like serviced. Owner Milo Wilson and his company have been servicing OKC for over 10 years. And they offer lawn services, landscaping, and much more. Call 405-767-3382. That's 767-3382 for A-plus lawns and services.
Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations to serve you. They're now open in Midwest City and still in their Edmond location. Big O's Pork and Dreams feature a menu with your favorite meats, briskets, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, hot links, and more. Big O's has their signature loaded smoked potato with the famous fat butt, also known as a Big Nasty. It's a loaded tater with a spare rib on top. Try Big O's loaded steak fries and barbecue pizza. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations in the metro. In Midwest City, 6003 Southeast 15th, and in Edmond, 285 South Santa Fe Avenue. And both dining rooms have active pure technology to reduce over 99.9% bacteria, viruses, and more. And that's air you can trust. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturdays, 11 a.m. until the meat runs out. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations, Midwest City and Edmond. Come get you one of these taters.
Welcome back to the Langston University Halftime Report. If you've considered becoming a nurse or a physical therapist, you should enroll today at Langston University. Langston University is one of the leading state universities in producing nurses and physical therapists. Learn more by going online at langston.edu. Maurice Prince and, of course, Director of Operations, Coach Shannon Hayes here. Coach, as we start looking over some of the scores from, I want to talk about ours first, but just get your general reaction to what you saw in the first half. Millwood up 22-0 over Lindsay right now. A very good Lindsay team, but the Falcons have just been more physical at the point of attack.
Yeah, they have. I mean, like I say, we have pretty much, as the game's gone on, we've gotten more confident. Things are starting to execute better, and it's like we're winning in the trenches. And I think, like I say, the lines is where it's pretty much has allowed, even on that last that touchdown with Nickens. I mean, the line sustained enough to where CJ could be able to get the ball off and do an excellent pass to Nickens. So, to me, it's just, and the defense has pretty much have just been solid. I mean, besides that last possession for Lindsay, I mean, we pretty much been 3 and out most of the night for them.
And that's an interesting point. Lindsay is 0 for 6 on third downs tonight. The interesting thing also in the first half, and we'll get into the numbers after the break, but I wanted just to point out was that in terms of the Falcons' dominance on that side of the ball, how it's dictated the tempo and tackling in space, the Falcon defense has not over-penetrated. No one's doing too much. They're all stepping into the gap and making those tackles. It's making it difficult for ramming, for guys like Jacob Vaughn to find any space to operate. And I've just been impressed overall on their ability when we start talking about their ability to tackle in space and really limiting this team, which shows it has firepower and talent to get to the edge, but they can't get there because the Falcon defense is doing such a great job.
They really are. And like I said, I mean, on all facets, everybody is pretty much, staying on their assignments. They're not over aggressive and trying to do too much that can probably expose their teammate into a position. So it's like they're all gelling on all cylinders. It's like they woke up from last week and they're like, hey guys, let's stay focused, let's stay dialed in. Our purpose is to get to week 15, so we can't lose on week 11 or 12. So
yeah. Now the emotions in the game has been typical of any playoff game, but when another team feels like they're being disrespected or feeling that way, it's okay. You see emotions rise. I'm giving credit to both coaching staffs for getting their teams back on what this game's really about. Now, if you're Lindsay, you're doing anything you can to get the Falcon momentum styled.
Right.
And the Falcons, if you're that way, don't fall into that trap. But at the same point in time, this is football. Games mean so much to a lot of these communities. You can see the emotion, and it matters to both sides.
It really does. And I think that's really been the good thing about it. but for some point. But I mean, there's always you always want that competitive edge going, and it's good, good camaraderie. We don't have a rivalry because we haven't really seen each other for almost 10 years, but it's like you having this opportunity to be able to say, hey guys, but let's stay dialed in. Let's make sure you stay focused. Don't do anything stupid to get a penalty to where you be out next week. So there's a lot of things like that where the guys can just kind of learn from what they're doing, because as the week goes on, things like this is going to happen. So I'm impressed. I'm proud of the guys. I think they are for the most part, and I think Coach Franklin had to remind them right at the end he called that timeout and said, hey, let's stay focused. Let's keep everything in front of us so we'll know what's going on.
Now, I want to take a look at some of the other scores in Class 2A because it is smoking hot tonight, folks, in terms of some of the action. Some of the things, we already know the score here. Millwood's up 22-0. Ida Bell and Beggs. I'm checking that out. So Beggs got past Rejoice last week, and now they're struggling a little bit against Ida Bell, 12-6.
They're the only one struggling on here.
Yeah. Who else you see there, Coach?
OCS in Washington.
Ah, you saw that, didn't you? You saw that.
Yeah.
8-6. You said that was going to be one of the tougher games. We got a chance to see OCS early on this year. One thing OCS is, they were injured at the time we played them, but they were getting their guys back toward the end of the year. Now, offensively,
and they also had one of their guys out on a recruiting trip.
Exactly. So tonight, Washington is seeing that a little bit tonight. But again, that score there. What's the score of that one?
8-6.
8-6. Community Christian and Jones all tied up at 20 with about a minute to go there. The winner of our game will be taking on the winner of Sequoia Claremore and Eufaula. And right now, Sequoia Claremore is saying, I want that right now, up 21-7. And then interesting, Chandler and Frederick.
That is. I thought that would be a lot more of a competitive challenge there, but I'm shocked by Frederick on that. So
yes, Frederick down 35-14 there. And then you got Victory Christian doing what Victory Christian does do at the playoff time. They play well, 26-0.
Well, even Kiefer and Vian, that's a 6-6 game there, these scores are kind of confusing. Even when you look at the OCS game, it's 8-6. Last time it was 6-3. So that means that they've scored another 3-point kick, and then they got a safety.
True. Now, here's the thing about that game. You and I saw the kicker from OCS.
Yes, we did.
Okay, that young man
yes, we did.
has a cannon on his leg. It should be licensed.
Yes.
He will be kicking D1 somewhere at some point in time. But in that particular game, if it comes down to something like that, Washington and OCS, I like OCS's odds.
I do.
With that young man being able to move the ball. So those are some of the scores going around the rest of Class 2A tonight. We'll take a break and then come back in just a minute. And when we do that, we'll get into the numbers of what our first half looks like for the Falcons. That's coming up in a minute. This is the Langston University Halftime Report, and you're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to tune in to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Do you have college hours but haven't obtained your college degree? Finish the process. Get your degree at Langston University OKC campus. Langston University OKC campus with Reach Higher specializes in giving you that second chance to finish your degree. You can keep your normal routine, maintain your normal work hours, and still have time for your family. Langston University OKC offers online and on-campus class options that can accommodate your schedule. Learn more by going online at www.langston.edu or call 405-530-7536. That's 530-7536 for Langston University OKC campus.
Are you in need of someone making your lawn look good? Have you ever seen a lawn with a blue or green paint on it and wondered what that was? The blue and green paint is a weed killer chemical that will make your lawn look green, full, and healthy. Oh, and we'll kill the weeds too. Do you want your home lawn or company lawn to look green, full, and healthy? Then call the professionals at A+ Lawn Service. Right now, they're offering a weed killer special of $49 for a standard home lot, front and back, or $225 per acre if you have a large area you'd like serviced. Owner Milo Wilson and his company have been servicing OKC for over 10 years. And they offer lawn services, landscaping, and much more. Call 405-767-3382. That's 767-3382 for A+ Lawns and Services.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in Action, helping you get back in action.
Oklahoma City. Yes, sir. Loves Travel Stop and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms with our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program. Each month, a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to theblackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
Welcome back to the Langston University Halftime Report. Maurice Prince here. That is Director of Operation A. Shannon Hayes. You know, when we start looking at the numbers overall, I mean, the numbers really tell the story. I know sometimes the numbers aren't always telling you the truth. You know, sometimes you got to look a little deeper. But in this case, it's actually very true. On the night, Falcons have 126 yards passing the ball, 90 yards rushing thus far for 216 yards of total offense. As far as Lindsay is concerned, only 37 yards of rushing so far. I mean, that's a telltale statistics. Falcons opened up the game with a 6-0 lead and led that for the majority of the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, we saw points by the dozens as the Falcons exploded for 16 points in the second quarter. That's when we got to 22. Miko Levine, big man on top tonight, 3 rushes for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns on the night. Ricky Hunt, only 6 carries for 21 yards thus far. But as you know, Ricky time comes at any time, so it doesn't really matter on that. As far as it goes, CJ Turnbull tonight, 7 of 11 for 126 and 1 touchdown. And the man on top of the receptions tonight, Jaden Nickens, 2 receptions for 84 yards. Now, I think the telltale sign of how this game really is in the third down conversions. Millwood on the night, 2 of 6 on third down, so you would think they would be struggling a little bit more. They're just making big plays on first and second down. But 0 for 6, the Leopards are on third downs. And to me, not being able to sustain drives and giving the Falcons an opportunity. And you made a point, I believe, at the beginning of the second quarter, where the field position was flipped, and ever since then the Leopards have been on their heels trying to hold on and try to keep the Falcons from overwhelming them.
Yeah. I mean, and like I say, it's when you look at records, like I said, you can't really tell till you're actually in the game to determine. And so, you know, I think they've been trying to play smoke and mirrors with Millwood to determine, hey, we can do some things, we may not, but, you know, and then to see what opportunities how we respond, and then they can say, hey, we can capitalize on this. But like I say, we have been just consistent, and that's a good thing about it. And I think, you know, coaches are probably pleased at halftime, make a few adjustments where you come out second half, it's 0-0, you know, and like I say, you come out and you play strong like you did in that second quarter and keep that momentum. We should hopefully see a victory at the end of the night.
Now, I want to just point this out. You and I were both looking at the Lindsay schedule this year. They played Pauls Valley, lost that one, beat Dibble, beat Atoka, beat Comanche, beat Purcell, beat Little Axe, but lost to Washington. Then they responded and beat Community Christian. So that kind of left you saying, But they lost to Frederick by 1, destroyed Crooked Oak, and then beat Kingston. So to me, it's kind of one of those things where if you get beat at the point of attack, if you're more physical than they have, you seem to stymie what they're trying to establish. Is that a fair assessment just going over? And again, we didn't watch any of these games, so I'm not going to judge them and say that they didn't play well or they didn't do something right. But in those games that they lost, Washington, Frederick, and then Pauls Valley, all those teams have a knack for offensive line and extreme physical play. I'm just saying Millwood might be on that same list based upon what we saw.
Yeah, to me, I think that Millwood they're earning their ranking. You know, they're third in the state, which I think they should be second. But they have now since Rejoice Christian's out. But it's like they're establishing, saying, hey, it's no joke. We're here. It's not off of respect. It's not off tradition. It's based off of what type of style of football that we have been playing this year. And so when you look at Lindsay's schedule, you know, Crooked Oak, I mean, some of those teams, like I say, you should blow them out. You know, those are games where you should perfect yourself. But even on the games where you lost, I mean, you know, 2021, I mean, that was a close game. But the other one, like I said, you kind of was limited to less than 12 points a game. And so it's like, where are you really at? How do you gauge yourself? How do you really determine how good of a team you are when you have to transition on the road and you go against a team like a Millwood? What does that really gauge? And so
now, since we got about 3 minutes to go before the second half begins, adjustments, what's Darwin Franklin, you believe, choosing to do here? What's a couple of things you'd like to see us do in the second half here?
I would like to see us, establish a drive like we've been doing.
Because we do get the ball first here.
So allowing this third quarter, if we can be able to go down and score on this possession, that'll be huge momentum-wise. But allowing us, we still got to clean some few things up. I think our lines got to be able to sustain blocks a little longer. Allow also our passing game to kind of get a little more comfortable and do some things of that nature. So get him to where he can be, because like I say, you're going to run up against a team, like say if we're here next week, that may stop the run. So you need to have a balanced attack on there. And so right now it's not a balance as it is. We really were more thrown happy, I think it was, and we were run happy tonight.
Right. Now, according to that, to me, I say we need more Ricky in the second half, and we need to shorten the game. So to me, it's not about, as you said, we were throwing successfully, but to me, you got a 22-point lead. Let's run this thing on out. If we hit them over the top in the third quarter, that's the time to do it. But when it comes to the money time, we got to run this thing on out. I think the mistake here is coming out being cute in the second half. I think you have to fire back. The score is 0-0. Come out, hang 7 on this opening possession.
8.
Okay, well, okay, fine. 8. You asked for a lot. I asked for 7. You asked for 8. I don't know why you
asking
did
for
that.
A kicker. I'm asking for 2.
Okay. Nonetheless, all I want is a simple formula, and I just say score, take a little bit more air out of their sails. If they respond 3 and out, then it's, pound it on out. To me, it's just how this goes without giving them any room to find, mistakes. Don't come out, turn the ball over, and give them life.
Yeah. And because usually sometimes you think, okay, we're up at 22, we don't want to get anybody hurt, and then you start passing the rock to other various running backs, and then you can possibly be able to get some mistakes there. So, like say, Nickens on his first reception, he hadn't played in weeks, comes out and a fumble. So he's still trying to get into the groove. But so you still want to stay with your package, and I think that's kind of Coach Franklin's thing, is that, hey, let's stay with what we got. Let's continue to fine tune that. Let's continue to work that. We ain't looking at subbing right now. We're trying to dial in and keep everybody working and get that momentum so we can be stronger.
All right. We'll direct your attention back to the field of play right now as we're ready to start the third quarter of action. And the Falcons will get the ball first. They will be getting the ball out of the north end zone. That's where they have elected. They've put the 12 on the clock, and the Falcons are set to get it back to receive the ball deep is Xavier Thompson and Ricky Hunt Jr. So we're going to go ahead and kick this off.
I wouldn't kick it to neither one of them.
Okay, again, and here's the thing, the danger in that. If you do kick it and they do score a special teams touchdown, you will have the same effect, but then you've got to reestablish some things. But better be watching for the onside kick here. And they're going to kick it high, and it's going to be fielded at the 40-yard line. And that's where we'll start off, 1st and 10 from that spot. So good job by the Falcons being ready for it. Nice job by the coaching staff telling them to pay attention.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, and like I say, that's kind of the thing all night is trying to stay on our toes and P's and Q's and making sure we are aware of what's going on because, on that 1 4th down, we didn't even put anybody back as a returner just in case they try to do something different.
All right. So no time off the clock. 1st and 10. Ball spotted on the left hash mark. 3 receivers. Twins to the left. Jaden Nickens solo down here on the near side of the field. Xavier Thompson comes in motion, and we're going to get the ball to Ricky. Ricky dances left, gets to the outside, and then sprints out of bounds right about the 40, I'll say the 45, gain of 4 to the 44-yard line, 2nd down and 6.
Yeah, that was a good first down run, like I said, keeping the clock, keeping him honest, getting him some more carries, getting him kind of warmed up as well. Between him and Miko, man, I'm expecting even a better second half.
3 receivers, twins to the left side. Xavier Thompson comes in motion across the formation. Ricky Hunt gets it on the reverse. Ricky Hunt cuts the corner and is brought into Leopard territory. They're going to mark him out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. Or they're going to still say more than that. Going to take it down to the 43-yard line. And the Falcons are coming out with tempo right away. I kind of like that, Coach.
And if you notice on them first 2 plays, they basically ran it left first play, and then they ran it to the strong long side on the second play. So giving him some options to get around that outside.
3 receivers. Fake sweep again. This time CJ's going to swing it out to Ricky Hunt. This time CJ gives it over to Xavier this time. Xavier's going to lose a yard. And at that point, Xavier just said, I don't want to hear you take it. It's a situation right there.
Yeah, I didn't understand that play. But that was.
Xavier was saying the same thing.
Yeah,
oh, really?
Like,
oh, really?
You want me to get hit.
This is 3 receivers, twins to the right side. 2 backs in the backfield. Big Meech comes across the formation right now. Lines up on the right side. They're going to hand the ball off to Ricky. Ricky dances up in the middle of the field. He's blunted down the field at the 30. He's at the 20. 10, 5, touchdown, Ricky Hunt Jr. Stutter steps in the gap there. And again, the misdirection was perfectly done. But that's all Ricky Hunt, showing his elusiveness, his talent, his speed, and his burst.
Yeah, but like I say, I mean, he really didn't get touched till he got to that second level. So good kudos goes to that offensive line for opening up some gaps and allowing him the opportunity. And like I say, once he gets that second level, it's Ricky time.
All right. Coming across the line of scrimmage is going to be a penalty right there. And it's going to be a penalty of offsides against the defense.
Offside on defense.
They were trying to get the jump on Ricky. So we'll run the 2-point conversion play again. Meach comes across the formation, sets up Ricky Hunt, the Wild Falcon. Ricky looks left and then flicks it into the end zone to Dylan Daniels for the 2-point conversion. Ricky says, you want me? Come get me. Come get me. I don't have it. He does. 2-point conversion.
That was sweet. That was sweet. I like that.
So, as I will say, I was wrong. I don't normally say this very often in a broadcast. I was wrong. Oh, wait. Did they call a penalty?
Yeah, they called a penalty. Said illegal. I think a lineman was downfield.
Flag on the field.
So the ball is okay. So the play is not any good. The penalty is going to be against the Falcons. I completely missed that. I apologize. So they're going to move the ball back to what will be the 6-yard line now. Maybe the 7-yard line.
Loss of 5.
So from the 6, first going to run this 2-point conversion play this time. Now Ricky is getting Ricky is getting a change of play. 8 seconds on the play clock now. Meach drifts across, and now Ricky's going to throw it, looking for time, throws it across, and he still hits Dylan Daniels.
Just a different way.
Just a different way. Ricky Hunt with a great job of baiting the defenders, extending the play, and then through because he knew exactly where Dylan Daniels was going to be.
Yeah, and it's good when your receivers continue to go towards the quarterback to help him out and give him some options. He had a 2 or 3 couple of options there for him, and so that was a good 2-point conversion.
Good 2-point conversion. So we'll take a quick timeout as well. You're listening to Millwood Football, brought to you by SSM Health St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Oklahoma City, I'm Miles Perry, and I want you to listen to my show, Super Prep Live.
Super Prep Live takes an in-depth look at the Oklahoma high school student-athlete and what makes he or she become great at what they do. Super Prep Live can be heard on OKC's CBS Sports Radio 105.3 and Instagram Live.
Make sure you tune in and learn about the next great student-athlete on Super Prep Live with me, Miles Perry.
Welcome back. The ball is going to be fielded inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. Time for a scoring recap presented by A-Plus Lawn Service, offering a weed killer special of $49 for a standard home lot, front and back, or $225 per acre. Call Milo, 405-767-3382. 4 plays, 60 yards, including what will be a 44-yard touchdown run by Ricky Hunt Jr. I mean, Ricky is instant offense, just add water any time. And it doesn't matter the condition, he seems to always rise to the occasion. He's such a polished young man.
Add water and stir, huh?
Sometimes you don't even have to do that. Vaughn gets the carry this time, spins off a few tackles, and he fights his way out beyond the 30 before he's finally brought down at the 34-yard line. Nice run by Vaughn. It will be a gain of 6 yards.
Yeah, they need to try to sustain something on this drive if they're going to at least try to be able to have an opportunity to be in this game come fourth quarter.
So the ball is now spotted at the 34-yard line after a gain of 6. Nice job by Vaughn on that last run. Again, power running, that's something that the Leopards do. The Falcons have just neutralized it tonight. And they're going to give it to Vaughn again, and this time met in the backfield and wrestled down by guess who? The strong one, Carlos Strong, brings him down once again at the 34-yard line. Nice job again, no gain.
Yeah, it's like Carlos is just he's so quick off the ball, and his footwork is getting him in there, and so he's keeping his head up and he's focused and dialed in, and so it's amazing how he's all over the field.
9:11 to go, 18 seconds on the play clock right now. 3 backs in the backfield. Going to hand the ball off, and Carlos Strong once again is in the backfield creating havoc. He says, yeah, I did it again. They're going to give him credit for a loss of 1 on the play, but Carlos Strong has been absolute beast mode. Again, 4th down, and it looks like the Leopards are going to pump this ball away.
Yeah, I agree. They definitely do not want to give Millwood a short field, already down 30-0.
So, when you're looking at things like this, it's just been the Falcon defense has made almost as much of a statement as the offense has tonight, given how talented this Leopard offense is. 3 receivers, and this time going to kick the ball end over end, and it's going to run inside the 40-yard line and be down at the 38. 1st and 10 Leopards from that spot. 1st and 10 Falcons from that spot.
Yeah, I think, the defense is doing such a good job. I think tonight, if they win this game, I think the offense ought to pick up their clothes and drop them off in the laundromat for them. So they well-deserved job tonight by our defense.
So 8:10 to go. The Falcon offense gets set to go again. 3 receivers, 1 back in the backfield. That's Ricky Hunt. Twins to the right. Ball snap. CJ's going to put it up. He looks left, Steps up in the pocket, evades one, throws it down the field, has a receiver open, and it's nearly intercepted. But Cato Cedar Sunbath was in the vicinity trying to catch it between two defenders. If you're CJ, you don't need to take quite that risk. But he did put it up high, try to give Cato a chance to high point the ball.
Yeah, but I mean, you got two defenders on him. That's why I'd like to see him stop force the ball so much, tuck and run, and live to play another down.
All right, going to work now. We've got three receivers. Twins to the left side for CJ with 13 seconds on it. Xavier Thompson comes across on the jet sweep. He has it. And Ricky Hunt and him trying to block. Nothing doing. He's going to lose quite a few yards on the play. Maybe a loss of 3 inside the 35 back to the 34-yard line. They're a loss of 4. Yeah. Trying to run that jet sweep. And again, I don't say there are very many teams that play that better, but I have not seen someone play it against the Falcons as well as the Leopards have tonight.
Yeah, and I think we're going to that well a little too many times. I think we need to put that on the shelf for tonight and then open up something else in the playbook.
3rd down and 14 for the Falcons. 3 receivers, Twins to the left. Ball snaps. CJ's going to put it up. He looks left, looks right, pressure.
Run.
He's going to take it down and run. Yep. He's at the 30. 35. He eludes one and dances inside of the first down marker. And that's just a young quarterback mistake. He ducks out of bounds at about the 46-yard line, which is going to leave about a 4th down and 2 situation there.
Yeah, and coaches is going to play a field position here. Defense hasn't let him down, so good call to go ahead and let's.
I mean, it was a good run by CJ, but it's like this. Had the game been on the line, you want to know that he would have gone and got the other 2 yards.
He should have got the 2 yards.
Okay,
he really should have got the 2 yards.
All right, kick is away. It's a high kick into that thin night air, and it ricochets, and the Falcons are wrestling for it. It's down on the ground. The Leopards say they have it. Let's see what happens down here. It was a muff. It off the returner's shoulder pads right into the hands of looks like number 25 for the Falcons, Cameron Cudjoe. And I don't think he falls on it. And by the initial response, and I still haven't seen anything from the official, so I'm going to assume it's Leopard ball. Yeah. It's Leopard ball. It was just late. That's crazy. I'm getting all excited, and it ends up being Leopard ball. Not that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that as long as it took, you know.
You was hoping one of them long decisions would have went our way.
You remember what I think was it Buffalo Wild Wings that said drama, no drama?
Yeah.
I mean, that was the most dramatic, dramatic change of possession that you'll ever see. 3 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver to the left side. Ball snapped and trying to dance in the middle of the field this time. Looking for some space to operate is ramming. And ramming, say he fumbled the ball. Now the officials are going to say he's done, but Carlos Strong says it's mine. He ran it to the end zone. And Coach Franklin is down here pleading his case against the side judge. The Falcons say they have it. And finally, they're going to say it is Falcon football. Wow. So ramming danced in the pocket, and eventually they said that it's the Falcon football. And that'll put it at the 27-yard line, or is that what that is? 28-yard line.
Yeah.
So after a gain of 3, the Leopards fumble the ball, and it's going to be recovered by Carlos Strong.
And I think the reason why they went ahead and gave it, because I think it was a fumble, because it really probably should have been a touchdown, but they blew the whistle, so the ball's dead where Carlos actually recovered it.
3 receivers, Twins to the right. Ball is snapped. CJ puts it in the belly of Big Meach. Meach rumbles. He powers his way before he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line. Gain of 10 on the play. It's going to be close to a first down, and they're going to say, let him have it. First down, Falcons. It's a Heritage Funeral Home first down.
You know, that was we're getting a sneak peek of what we're going to see next year with Levine. And it's good that he's able to kind of carry the rock and balance that between him and Ricky.
30-0, 5:52 to go in the third. Two backs in the backfield with three receivers. Twins to the right side. Coming across the formation is Ricky Hunt Jr. Ricky doesn't have it. Xavier Thompson gets it swinged out on the quick screen pass. And he's going to take the ball inside the 15. Going to step out at the 13-yard line.
I'd like him to stay in bounds. Keep the clock running. You know, make that be.
Okay, so that play is all for naught. I didn't see the flag, but there is a penalty on the field for holding.
Holding on the Falcon.
That is what the preliminary signal is, and that's going to move the ball back out to the 30-yard line. I didn't quite see where that flag was thrown.
I didn't either.
So three receivers, Twins to the right side, two backs in the backfield. Falcons have plenty of time to snap the ball, 19 on the play clock. Big Meach gets into the flats now. He's at the 30, cuts inside at the 25, rumbles and stumbles inside the 20 before he's finally wrestled down near the 20. They might say the 21, but forward progress is going to give it back to the 20-yard line. So nice pitch and catch.
That's first pass I think I've seen Levine have. That's another twist.
Yeah, that's something else for somebody else to worry about. Glad that's not me. I'm glad I'm up here in the nice toasty press box right now. Second down and 11. Let you deal with that. This young man can rumble and everything else. Three receivers, Twins to the left side. Ball is snapped. They're going to swing it to the outside again on a wide receiver screen to Cato Sirasumback. And he's going to take the ball down inside the 15. They're marking it down at the 13-yard line. So another quick throw and catch.
Making a good manageable third down for them there. So
this time to Cato Sirasumback. It looks like it's down to the 14, so gain of 5 on the play. Third down at what will be 6. Clock continues to run, under 4.5 to go. Three receivers, Twins to the right side, two backs in the backfield with 15 on the play clock. Big Meach comes across the formation now, lines up on the right side. Ball is snapped. Going to hand it over to Ricky. Ricky looking for some space to operate. Gets to the outside at the 15 and is spun out of bounds inside the 10. It's going to be close to a first down, but they're going to mark him down at the 10. So it's going to be a gain of 4 for Ricky Hunt this time.
It's fourth and about 2.
So a gain of 4. So fourth down and 2. And the Falcons just changed personnel. Cedar Sunbath checks out of the game. Now Iverson McElwee is in. So the Falcons are going with the power game. Double tight end, two backs in the backfield. And Chaz Doolin's back there.
Miko Levine.
Okay, so it's Meach. It's three backs in the backfield. And this time Big Meach gets it on the handoff. Stiff arms into the end zone. Stepping in the end zone looking like Derrick Henry. Touchdown, Big Meach. Gain of 10 yards. That quick hit to Big Meach.
You know,
Miko Levine.
I like how they do that under center every now and then. Bring it back. Show that power football that was enriched with Millwood for many years. And so, great.
So Ricky Hunt going for 2. Or the Falcons going for 2, but Ricky Hunt's calling the play here, or running the show. But the Falcons up 36-0 right now. Meach comes across the formation, sets up on the left, and now Ricky Hunt looks like he wants to throw it. He's trying to turn the corner to the outside, and then dashes, and they're going to say he gets in for the 2-point conversion. I don't know how he did it. I was just like,
it was a no-look pass.
Well, who caught it?
Cato. Seriously bad. He caught that ball.
How did he do it? I just can't believe how he did it. So Sira Sumbath in on the reception this time for the 2-point conversion, and the Falcons are up 38-0. We'll be right back. You're listening to Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Injuries don't wait. For business hours, now you can be seen 24/7 for sports injuries. Whether you have a sprain or a broken bone, at the SSM Health Bone and Joint Injury Clinic at 13401 Northwestern.
Get your lawn dealt with.
Get it a color.
If you have weeds anyway, I'm just saying like that. Okay, kickoff is going to be received at the 29-yard line, and the returner's got an angle, and he's going to be pushed out of bounds in Falcon territory. That time, the lead gunner from the Falcon on the right side of that special teams unit slipped, and it gave daylight, and running down the sideline there was, it looks like, I want to say,
number 20.
Adam Register, that is his name.
Yep.
Going to take the ball down into Falcon territory. But it's going to take the ball back to the 37-yard line there. But a good return, and that was one of the most positive plays we've seen all day.
It should be the Vaughn show.
So now going to work, here comes Vaughn. Trouble in the backfield and having to pay for it. Trouble with the exchange.
That was Austin Hines.
And Austin Hines, welcome to the game. Sorry about that. He's going to be brought down at the 42-yard line there. A loss of what will be 6 or 7 yards.
You know, I mean, it's amazing how far their shotgun is back. Usually you say 3 to 2 yards, but I mean they're like 5 to 6.
Well, normally you have an extra angle, but when the penetration by the defense is so successful, it's really, you know, you want the quick hit against the Falcons. This time they try to turn the corner again. Ball in the hands of Ty Ferguson. So maybe a gain of 1 on the play. They're going to take the ball to the, well, I want to say, that might be the 41-yard line now, a gain of 1.
Yeah, I think that the defense is doing such a good job. You know, matter of fact, you don't see Vaughn nor their starting quarterback in. They basically have switched them out.
They switched them out on this series. I don't know if to try to see if they can create a spark or what that decision might be. 3 receivers, twins to the left. 2 seconds, they just luckily got it off. And a pass across the middle, and that pass is caught. What a laser, what a throw from Austin Hines. Making the reception across the field is number 28, Shane Jones. And that is the biggest play of the offensive play of the night.
And the longest pass play for them tonight.
So that moves the ball. Where is that spotted at? Is that the 25? That is the 25-yard line. A play of 16 yards is what that was. But it was a big push. So once again, in the shotgun, quarterback is Hines. Hines is going to hand it off to Ferguson. Ferguson is going to take the ball inside the 25 down to the 23, gain of 2 maybe.
Carlos Strong chasing. I just think Carlos just gets up and says boo and they move and he just starts chasing because, I mean, he is always close to the ball. The defense is just pretty much playing on all cylinders here.
Austin Hines, the new quarterback in. Austin Hines is a senior, so they're giving him some love, but Ferguson gets it in the backfield this time. Another trouble there, and whenever you swap somebody out that you're used to, that's always a problem. And this time they're going to lose some yards on the play. I'm going to say brought back to the 24-yard line. Or make that the 25-yard line.
So they're basically switching quarterbacks between 6 and 2. It's all means if it's a wildcat or if it's a pass play.
Well, Ferguson was in the backfield earlier, but they've been, primary. And now throwing across the formation, and the pass is going to be caught and into the end zone, touchdown. And what a play as Hines comes in and creates a spark. And now Shane Jones comes in and catches a touchdown. And just like that, poof,
Yeah, Willie Mays. Like I say, our secondary's got to clean up some things. And I don't care if the score is 40 to 2 or whatever. You still have to play the game. Get better for next week. Never let down. And so he patting himself on the chest because he knew that he did not play that ball like he should inside.
And going to work this time, they're going to hand it on a trick play and nothing doing there. And so the 2-point conversion play attempt is no good. But they put points on the board, folks. It's now 38-6. We'll take a timeout. We'll be right back listening to Millwood Falcon football, brought to you by SSM Health at St. Anthony and Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores.
Do you have college hours but haven't obtained your college degree? Finish the process. Get your degree at Langston University OKC campus. Langston University OKC campus with Reach Higher specializes in giving you that second chance to finish your degree. You can keep your normal routine, maintain your normal work hours, and still have time for your family. Langston University OKC offers online and on-campus class options that can accommodate your schedule. Learn more by going online at www.langston.edu or call 405-530-7536. That's 530-7536 for Langston University OKC campus.
Welcome back to The Good. It's a Friday night. Maurice Prince and Director of Operations Shannon Hayes on the call tonight. 38-6 is the score. And now a high onside kick attempt, and that ball's rolling around, but the Falcons say they have it, and then a flag comes in. I got to give it to the side judge. I mean, he threw his flag from the sideline all the way to the middle of the field.
Yeah, that was illegal contact by Lindsay prior to the 10 yards, and so
he just went basically and cleaned the clock of the Millwood up back, who never had a chance to field the ball. And they're trying to say, the coaching staff from Lindsay is trying to say it's over. It's 10 yards, but the contact wasn't made, and so now it's going to be Falcon football. So that is going to be key here. And they're going to spot the ball apparently inside the 45 at the 43-yard line. So that's kind of crazy when it's all said and done, because nothing went on for the officials. They didn't actually emphasize a penalty. So 32 seconds left to go in the third quarter, folks. Falcons up by 32 points. Ricky Hunt in the backfield with double tight ends this time. Ball is snapped. Ricky Hunt looking for some space to operate, cuts up the field, and is going to be brought down just shy of midfield. Ball at the 49-yard line.
Gain of 6.
Gain of 6 on the play, and that should be the final play of the third quarter.
Yeah, like I say, here's fourth quarter coming up. This is the where you pretty much run the ball, keep it on the ground, keep that clock going, keep everybody healthy, and start focusing on getting prepared for next week.
Yeah, and with no injuries and no, all those things. Take a quick timeout. We'll come back, take a look at the scoreboard, what's going on across the state in Class 2A. We'll be right back in just a minute. Listening to Millwood Falcon football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in action, helping you get back in action.
Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors: Parrish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Guarantee Rate Rod Seed, First Security Bank, Heritage Funeral Home, A-Plus Lawn Service, Millwood and Richmond Foundation, Super Prep, David Threet's Hair Cafe, Cosmetology College, and Lemore's Family First DUI School. Back to live action right now, and here come the Falcons on a 2nd down and 4. CJ is going to swing it to the outside. This time, Jaden Nickens reverses field position on the screenplay and then fights his way inside the 45-yard line. It will be a Falcon first down at the 44. Nice throw and catch from CJ.
That was great. Like I said, giving Nickens a little more opportunities. They have been really good at keeping this vertical passing and just kind of keeping the defense honest, because I think they're packing so much in for the run, and so good job for them to get that accomplished.
1st and 10. Twin receivers to the left side. Now Nickens comes in motion across the formation, and they're going to hand the ball off to Cameron Carter, who runs into the back of Iverson McElwee and almost, caused himself some problems because he ran and took on some unnecessary shots he might not need to take.
I think he got a concussion. He got hit in the helmet. But like I say, he went through the wrong hole. He didn't hit the hole like he should have.
So we're going to take a look here. Cameron Carter's taking a minute. He seems to be okay.
He literally, that helmet hit him right there in the face mask.
So he gets up and jogs off the field under his own power, but you're never, you waste no time leaving in front of the trainers. But it looked like it was a big-time hit that was there. And, of course, Coach Franklin is asking about the contact.
Yeah, the crown on the helmet definitely was used.
But it was. But the initial hit, see, the reason why they're a little off on it is because he ran into the back of McElwee. McElwee sent him in a different direction. So what you can't say here was it a malicious hit? I don't think so. I think it was one of those where it was a bang-bang play. You ran into the back of your own player, got spun around and in a bad position, and then the contact happened. Is that correct?
Correct. And like I say, he didn't go through the hole. It was wide open if he'd have stayed with the hole. And that's what a lot of times young backs will do, is they always want to try to shoot it out and not stay with the hole that they've been given.
Yeah, I understand why the Falcon fans are upset. I hear them booing, but the object here, 2nd down and 11. So now going to work, Chaz Doolin gets his chance to carry the ball this time.
Doolin was carried.
And so Doolin is going to take the ball inside the 45. I think they're going to mark him down at the 44, gain of what will be 1 or 2 yards when it's all said and done.
Yeah, I think that's the first handoff I've seen Chaz Doolin get in a varsity game. Senior, giving him some reps. It's good to have a depth chart, and this is really good to have some kids with some experience.
4 receivers, trips to the left side this time. Ball is snapped, and coming back, CJ is going to put it up. Has a couple of receiver options coming across the middle. He hits Jaden Nickens, and Nickens trying to turn the corner. Nickens makes 1 man, 2 man, and he's still dancing, and then finally takes a shot near the Lindsay sideline. Falcons go to get him, and for that particular thing, now Nickens is okay, but coming back from injury, I know that's just showing you I got it, but you don't really want that. But he ran out of bounds, and it stops the clock.
Yeah, and like I say, he lost 3 yards because he tried to get more instead of basically turning it up and then diving. I think because of his length, I think he would have got the first down. But like I say, we're in 4-down territory, so it makes no difference. Coach is going to go for it here.
4th down and what will be 3. 4 receivers now. So you got Chaz Doolin in the backfield right now with 9 seconds on the clock. So trying to see what the call is going to be, and now CJ is going to spin around and then throw it into the flats, and the reception's not going to be made by Nickens. CJ trying to ad-lib, and Nickens dropped it.
Yeah, and like I said,
turnover on downs.
Good scramble, and so it was kind of awkward the way he had to catch the ball behind him, Nickens. But
well, something didn't start off on the play right. CJ goes to try to hand the ball, and then he pulls it back. I thought it was a fake, but for it to be a fake, it didn't look like it went to Doolin like it was supposed to. So then he got caught needing to ad-lib, and he had the right idea. It just didn't work out that time.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know if the blockers came through defensive line, and so I think he had to kind of escape the pocket and almost pulled it off.
Now we're getting ready to see some more of this young man, Austin Hines, and Hines was very good, But this time, the original D-line's back in the game, and Carlos Strong said, let me introduce myself to Mr. Hines. Hines is going to get caught with a sack here. I want to say back to the 34-yard line.
Yeah, like I say, they're trying to get any momentum they can. But like I say, it seems like they got some momentum, but all of a sudden the Falcons are just so quick to the ball.
All right, so second down at what will be 13 yards to go. 6 seconds on the play clock. Hines has it now. 3 receivers, twins to the left. Hines is going to put it in the belly of Ferguson. Ferguson looking for some space to operate. Ducks down and evades a couple of tackles. What a nice run by Ferguson out to what will be the 45-yard line. He nearly lost his balance, but he made himself low, and the Falcons couldn't find him on that play.
He ducked. It's like, oh, you going high, I'm going to go low. And he went right up under there. That was a great run.
Gain of what will be, it looks like 11 yards. Yeah, 11 yards on the play. So setting up third down at what will be 2. I fully expect Coach Hembry to go ahead and go for it here. 3 receivers, and they're going to give it to Ferguson again. And this time Ferguson dances in the middle of the field and gets into the Falcon secondary and gets a first down in Falcon territory at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, like I said, that was a good hesitation stop. Let his blocks develop, and then he found a hole and got a first down.
Now, again, this combination of Ferguson.
It's doing a lot better than the first combination.
And Austin Hines have been really good. They're both seniors, so they're just getting some time because Bronny Ramming, the starting quarterback, is just a junior. So I think this was more about giving the seniors an opportunity to play.
And so is Vaughn. Vaughn is a junior, too.
So now you're going to get the ball to Ferguson again, and Ferguson's going to get nothing this time. I think it was about an idea. The only problem for Coach Hembry is the seniors look to be more effective in this game. It's a tough spot for him. On a regular day, I'm sure Ramming and Vaughn do just a great job to solidify what they are. 3 receivers, twins to the right side, ball is snapped. And going to throw the ball deep. Here we go. Hines got a receiver open, and the catch is made, and into the end zone. It's a touchdown. What a pass play over the top as Andon Register catches another touchdown pass, and that's 2 coming in here from Austin Hines hitting him deep. Rearing back and letting it go. A 49-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah, it was a nice pass. He's got a really good arm. I'm very impressed with Ferguson.
All I'm saying is Coach Hembry is going to be getting a lot of questions after this.
Why you wait so long?
If this continues to happen here, because you usually don't. When you put the backups in, you want a spark, so you see that. But not when you couldn't score all of a sudden to see it. Roll out 12 points. Now Hines is going to fire it into the corner, and that pass is incomplete. So the pass is incomplete. So just like that, it's 38-12. It's crazy. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
KRNP, K221FQ, Oklahoma City. The all-new Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140, a Ferry Broadcasting Station.
Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations to serve you. They're now open at Midwest City and still in their Edmond location. Big O's Pork and Dreams feature a menu with your favorite meats, briskets, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, hot links, and more. Big O's has their signature loaded smoked potato with the famous fat butt, also known as the Big Nasty. It's a loaded tater with a spare rib on top. Try Big O's loaded steak fries and barbecue pizza. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations in the metro. In Midwest City, 6003 Southeast 15th, and in Edmond, 285 South Santa Fe Avenue. And both dining rooms have active pure technology to reduce over 99.9% bacteria, viruses, and more. And that's air you can trust. Open Tuesday through Thursday and 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturdays, 11 a.m. until the meat runs out. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations, Midwest City and Edmond. Come get you one of these taters.
Welcome back to the good. Kickoff is away and is going to be downed by the Falcons at the 32-yard line, and that's where they will set up shop 1st and 10 from that spot. You know, we've seen some explosions of offenses in the game, but right now the Leopards are a touchdown away from making this interesting unless the Falcons can do something here to stymie their energy. So now making the carry on this is, again, the Falcons are giving time to some other players who have deserved it. Deshaun Buford getting the carry there. And he's going to take the ball. Let me make sure I get this right. Buford's going to carry the ball out to what will be the 36-yard line on that one. A gain of 4 on the play.
And we've changed quarterbacks.
Yes, and now Josiah Woods is now getting some opportunities here. Double tight end, 2 receivers with 6 seconds on the play clock. Woods calls for it. Now he's going to hand it to Buford. No, Josiah Woods is going to power himself out to the 40-yard line. Attacking the clock. I like that concept right now. A gain of 4 more yards, setting up 3rd down and what will be 2 yards. Coach Hayes, can you give us some scoreboard updates of some of the other teams going on here in just a few minutes, if you wouldn't mind?
Yeah, sure. We have OCS 11, Washington 12.
What? 11 to 12? How do you do that? Anyway, you got double tight end, 2 receivers split. Woods in shotgun with, in his hip pocket, Buford to his right.
You got Community Christian and Jones still tied at 20.
Ball is snapped. Woods gives it to Buford. Buford dances ahead and takes the ball out to the 46-yard line. It's enough for a Falcon 1st down. Nice job. A gain of 6 on the play for Buford. Continue, Coach.
Sequoia Claremore is up 28-7 on Eufaula. So that may be who we're going to play next week. And Kiefer is beating Vian 14-12.
Tight games. It's been a defensive night for the most part in 2A across the city. 2 receivers split, 2 backs in the backfield now for Woods, who is trying to wait till the clock gets under 10 seconds to snap the ball. 5:08 to go. Woods comes set. And coming across the line of scrimmage, a flag is going to be thrown.
Flag on the field.
So what other scores you got, Coach?
I got Chandler 56. Frederick 14.
Chandler 56, okay.
Idabel 24, Begg 6. Prague 8, Victory Christian 32. And that's it for the 2A playoffs.
So doing work right now, interesting games. But I'm still interested in the OCS Washington game, which is really, really close right now. 2 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, calling the inside slot receiver in motion. That's Dylan Daniels. They're going to give it to Buford again. Buford fighting ahead. Buford spitting out of tackles down to the 40-yard line.
Maybe now we got our backup saying we'll have as much
down to the
45,
yeah.
As well as Lindsay did here. So
So Buford setting up a 2nd down and what will be 1. 20 seconds on the play clock, officially under 4 minutes to go. I mean, that scoreboard is just really shocking me right now. Washington just went up big on OCS. 18-11 is what I'm tracking now.
Yeah, they just scored.
So going to work. Woods now hands the ball off to number 44. He tries to carry the ball for the Falcons. That's Kenneth Childs. Is going to get a 1st down for the Falcons there.
That's KG. You know, Kenny G.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's smooth operator.
Okay, so Mr. Childs. Okay, Mr. Childs. Going to take the ball inside the 45 down to the 44. Make that a 1st down for the Falcons. So now Buford back in the backfield again with 2 receivers split, 3:30 to go. Woods is waiting under 10 seconds to snap the ball. All the Falcons know that their responsibility are. And now Daniels comes across the formation. They're going to hand the ball off. No, it's not. Woods is going to keep it for a gain of a couple of yards. Taking the ball inside the 45-yard line. And it looks like they're going to spot the ball. Oh, for a gain of 1.
And it's good. It's good for them to be able to get some reps in this game. You want everybody to have some experience.
In football, basketball, it's about minutes, what they tell you. Football, it's about snaps and plays. The only way you can get to more snaps and plays in football is being good in the snaps and plays that you are given. And so it's not about sometimes, a lot of players want to get caught up on when it happens, but if you got to show what you can do whenever you do.
You do, I mean, it's like you never know when
Buford
that
again
opportunity
with
is
the
going to happen. You take, for example, the year we played Washington in the state title. We lost our quarterback from the week before, went down, and we had to go with our backup. And he came in and won the game against Washington. So, when it's your call, you got to step up, be ready, show the coaches that you're there and have the opportunities.
2 minutes to go in this contest. The Falcons are a few first downs away. 1 first down away, in fact, from Possum being able to seal this away on a key third down here. And they're going to hand it off to Buford, and Buford loses his balance this time. Nothing doing there for him on that play. So the rush yields nothing on the play. So it's 4th down and what will be 5 or 6 yards with 1:28 to go.
Yeah, this is going to be another run play. We can definitely assume that maybe Woods keeper.
Yeah, the key thing here is when you get that under a minute, it's 13 seconds left on that. It's 1:11 on the game clock.
Mm-hmm.
So all you're trying to do here is you might actually even call a timeout here.
I think that's what Coach Franklin's going to do.
And a timeout has been called at the 1 minute mark. So the Falcons call for time. And if you're the Falcons here, you just want to be smart about it and give them less than a minute with the ball here and understand what everybody's role and responsibilities are. You have to treat this moment, as this is another CBS Sports Radio timeout here, Coach Hayes, you have to treat this as, I want to say, a moment where maybe you're in a game with a tighter opponent.
Mm-hmm.
And execution here on this 4th down and 5, we don't have any timeouts. And you have to put your players in the mindset of this is a scenario that we've got to execute in. So to me, it's a very important opportunity. As Coach Franklin and so many coaches here at Millwood do, they tend to always look at every moment as an opportunity for a teachable moment.
Absolutely. I mean, like I say, we had one of our offensive linemen go down in the first half. Hasn't been back in the game since. So, you had Searles had to step up and take that position. So you never know how your number may be called. It may be from an injury, and you got to be able to know the plays. You don't want to have to dummy down the plays just so that you can be able to be a part of the game. You got to know the whole package.
Okay, the Falcons have elected to punt the ball, so now we have Zaire Fisher going to kick this ball away, trying to get personnel right, and we've got 10 seconds on the clock to punt this ball away. And Zaire is going to kick it. It's a low kick, and the Falcons are trying and will down it inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. And if you're the Falcons, if you're Coach Franklin, you have to be nice that the Falcons still hustle down to make a play and at least down the ball on the inside.
Yeah, you finish the game. You finish the game. You be a team, and that's what it's about. Is continuing to play, get better each week, learn from your mistakes from this game as well, and get ready for Sequoia Claremore next week.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Just a reminder, coming up following this game, we will have the Millwood Enrichment Player of the Game, the Millwood Enrichment Foundation and Super Prep Player of the Game. So that's coming up here during the halftime. We will review the statistics. We will review the numbers and let you know everything that went down. And we'll give you one last look at the scoreboard as we're going to get out of here tonight. And I don't want everybody upset about the length of the overtime of the post game. It's cold. Although the Falcons were warm enough to keep us happy. I mean, it's just a little bit after 9 o'clock. It could be 9:30, 9:40. So you could have 40 more minutes of this when it's all said and done. So now getting some snaps is Austin Hines again. He's standing just outside the goal line, and he's going to come up and down the ball. And he downs it. So downs it at the 3-yard line. So second down 11. The Falcons and the Leopards are beginning to line up, but they're going to have to snap it one more time. And once they snap it, that'll be the conclusion of the game. And they're going to kneel, and that will be the final play of the game, folks, as the Falcons will advance to the third round of the Class 2A 2022 playoffs as they beat the Lindsay Leopards by the score of 38-12. We'll be right back with the Falcon postgame show in just a minute. You're listening to Millwood Falcon Football, brought to you by Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores and SSM Health at St. Anthony.
Life doesn't wait when you're experiencing bone or joint pain. So if there's something you've been wanting to do but your body's holding you back, it's time to take action. The orthopedic experts at SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital help people find relief and get moving again. Don't wait any longer. Schedule an appointment. Call 405-218-2530. SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony. We're Saints in action, helping you get back in action.
Oklahoma City. Yes, sir. Loves Travel Stop and Country Stores and Perry Publishing and Broadcasting Company are proud partners in recognizing outstanding high school students who are setting the standards in and out of their classrooms with our 2022-2023 Student of the Month program. Each month, a chosen high school student will be selected for Student of the Month. The winner will automatically qualify to be selected for Student of the Year. For winning Student of the Year, the recipient will win a $10,000 scholarship paid directly to a college of their choice. Please take time to nominate a student who exemplifies outstanding characteristics in the classroom and as a citizen in our community. Just go online to theblackchronicle.com. That's blackchronicle.com to nominate a student for the Love's Travel Stops and Country Stores Student of the Month. Rules and regulations apply.
Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations to serve you. They're now open at Midwest City and still in their Edmond location. Big O's Pork and Dreams feature a menu with your favorite meats, briskets, ribs, pulled pork, chicken, hot links, and more. Big O's has a signature loaded smoked potato with the famous fat butt, also known as the Big Nasty. It's a loaded tater with a spare rib on top. Try Big O's loaded steak fries and barbecue pizza. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations in the metro. In Midwest City, 6003 Southeast 15th, and in Edmond, 285 South Santa Fe Avenue. And both dining rooms have active pure technology to reduce over 99.9% bacteria, viruses, and more. And that's air you can trust. Open Tuesday through Thursday, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturdays, 11 a.m. until the meat runs out. Big O's Pork and Dreams has 2 locations, Midwest City and Edmond. Come get you one of these taters.
In your time of need, let Chris and Christy Harrison at Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services take care of you and your family. Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services specializes in the highest level of competence, courtesy, and compassion during your family's difficult time and will always make sure your loved one's life will be celebrated in a meaningful way. Owners Chris and Christy Harrison would love to earn your trust and business by offering an affordable full-service funeral for only $3,595. This package will save you and your family thousands of dollars and will give your loved one the first-class funeral they deserve. Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services also offers a variety of cremation options. Just stop by their office, 1300 North Lottie, to learn more or call 405-424-5100. That's 424-5100 for Chris and Christy Harrison at Heritage Funeral Home and Cremation Services.
It's quite fair. I think the game was already in Millwood's hands, but you can't overlook the point because it looks like it is an issue that the Falcons are going to have to deal with overall as they go forward on to the playoffs. When I look at the overall numbers for this thing, let's just talk about it. Lindsay had not converted a third down in the first half of this game. They converted 3 in the second half of this game, and to me, that's some big time numbers when I look at it from that standpoint. The Falcons the Falcons being dominant. He showed a different style of game, the power game, not necessarily the speed game, although they both were effective tonight.
Well, and like I say, that makes a challenge for a team when you come and you look at the film and you say, okay, we know Ricky Hunt. Now we got to now prepare for Amico. I mean, we got to determine what he's going to do now. And I mean, and 3 touchdowns, 64 yards. I mean, I would give him less than 4 yards. I mean, he carried into the end zone that first touchdown. I mean, so that to me is, as a coach, it's like, man, they got so many weapons.
You know what? He almost. I mean, it's not a. You have a power game. You can call him tow truck, but he acted like a dump truck tonight because he really dumped on.
When he had that injury last year, and I mean, and he was on a path on that freshman year. They'd bring him in a lot of time in the second half, and I mean, and he would literally be like you say, a Henry. I mean, and just being a power football person, and they not being able to because they're so worn out, and just it's good to see that.
Want to make sure we thank all our sponsors for tonight's game: Parrish Devon Injury Lawyers, Langston University, Big O's Pork and Dreams, Heritage Funeral Home, A-Plus Lawn Service, the Millwood Enrichment Foundation, Super Prep, David Threet's Hair Cafe Cosmetology College, and Lemoore's Family First DUI School. It is a cold Friday night, but the Falcons kept it hot all night long as they win by the final score tonight of 38-12. It's on to the third round. Sequoia Claremore next week. Tune in for details. He's Coach A. Shannon Hayes, Director of Operations. I'm Maurice Prince. You guys have a great Friday night. Enjoy your weekend.
That ends another live broadcast of the mighty Millwood Falcons football. Now, let's get back to our regularly scheduled music programming right here on Heart and Soul 92.1 and 1140.
If I'm being honest, loving you the hardest thing to do, so I